This is a presentation of the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Any other use of this telecast or any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the Oklahoma Sports Network's consent is prohibited. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be used without express written consent.
And good evening, everyone, and we are happy to bring you a special presentation of Middale basketball on the Oklahoma Sports Network, as it's the Battle of Unbeatens. And which game, you ask, girls or boys? The answer is both. As the Carl Albert Titans host the Midwest City Bombers, it's the biggest game of the season for both teams. We are not overhyping this, ladies and gentlemen. My name's Jordan Ray. Happy to be joined soon by Kirk Norman. On the sidelines, we're going to be joined by Gordy Jones. Real quick, it's not a fluke. We're not hyping this up too much. Let's show the standings. This is the girls' standings in 5A2. Midwest City has a half-game lead on Carl Albert in district games. Carl Albert had a game against Guyman canceled, so that's why Midwest City this week, because of weather, Midwest City has a half-game lead because of that. The winner of this game will be in sole possession of first place and will have the inside track to finish number one in district play. And the higher the seed you get, the better off you'll be. So we are set to, in a moment, go to Gordy Jones, who's being joined by Carl Albert girls coach Kyle Ritchie. Let's go ahead and take the standings off. And Gordy, whenever you're ready.
All right, thanks, Jordan. I got Coach Ritchie here. Coach Ritchie, first question, looking back at the value of a Broken Arrow game, how might that have not been played? What do you look at that?
Oh, it was a huge game to play. They mimic a lot of what Midwest City does, and so it was really good for us to get that game in. Right.
So what impresses you most about this Midwest City team?
Everything. They're well coached. They're fundamentally sound. Watching film, there's really no flaws in their game. We're going to have to play really, really well tonight.
Well, Coach Ritchie, Midwest City is one of the smaller teams. How do you plan to exploit that?
Well, look at us. We're not the biggest team either, and that's been kind of our MO for years. Bottom line, small but very, very athletic. We still got to rebound. We got to get back in transition. It's just going to be a 32-minute contest.
Sounds good, Coach. Hey, I wish you the best of luck in this game.
Appreciate it.
All right, Jordan.
All right, thank you, Gordy. And again, Kirk Norman will be joining us briefly here in a bit. And we will have the starting lineups for you also as well. And then Kirk Norman, of course, will be doing play-by-play for me. But right now, Gordy.
All right, I got Coach Knight here.
All right, let's go ahead and go down to Gordy audio-wise as he has Coach Knight with him.
All right, thanks, Coach Knight, for your time. So, Coach Knight, what have the practices been like with all these weather cancellations?
They've been interesting. We all kind of got the flu at Shawnee. So that's been fun, myself included. So it's been, getting in the gym when we can, making, non-mandatory practices, trying to get people in, being snowed in. But they really came with the energy ready to go. We've had really good practices this week overall, so I'm really excited to see.
I understand. So what's the last thing that you tell your team before tip-off?
This is just a game. Everyone's calling it a rivalry game, but to us, it's just a game. And a game against two good teams. That just prepares us for the playoffs. And so just come ready. Don't make it anything bigger than what it is. Definitely
understand. So what's important for your team in dealing with a player like Audrey Plunkett tonight?
She's a really good team. They've had her before. She can shoot it. She's tall. Just coming out, making sure we're aware where she's at. Don't let her get hot as good as we can. I know that's not always the easiest task, but just making sure we have a hand in her face at all times.
Not yet.
Well, best of luck to you, Coach.
Thank you.
You have a good night.
Thank you.
Good luck. Thank you. Back to you guys, Jordan.
All right, thanks, Gordy. Let's go ahead and bring you our starting lineup sponsor, which we'll have that for you here in a bit. Starting lineup is brought to you by, we got the tip-off sponsor, my mistake, Precision Nutrition. Precision Nutrition in Del City for all your nutrition needs in one shake or tea. Come to Precision Nutrition at 4603 Southeast 29th Street, number 1, Suite 105 in Del City. You can order over the phone. Call 405-672-0999. Okay, I'm happy to now be joined by the voice of Carl Albert Titan football on the Oklahoma Sports Network. Joining us once again for basketball and that's Kirk Norman. Kirk?
Yes, sir.
You had to really bust it to make it, and I'm so glad you did.
I did. We just got done with practice. This is a busy time for winter sports with everybody coming into regional setup and finishing out district play, and I have to tell you how excited I am to be here this evening for this game.
Yeah, I mean, I know you there's only so much you can do to follow Carl Albert basketball because you're concerned mostly with Carl Albert swimming.
That's exactly right. Well, Carl Albert, Dell City, and Midwest City.
I forget. It's Mid-Dell swimming. My mistake.
That's right.
Well, but appreciate you being here, and we're going to have the starting lineups for you in the national anthem here in a bit, and we'll let Kirk get settled in.
You bet.
By the way, we're hoping to have the PA announcer talking to our microphone. That's a young man named Quentin Couch, who has relatives. Cameron Couch is one of his uncles, I believe.
All right.
And he's also like the Jacoby Couch, a former Dell City graduate, and a Midwest City, Dell City coach.
Megan.
Hey, by looking at it, looking down at it.
Both teams, again, undefeated district play, so a lot
Please
is on the
rise
line
for the
here.
national anthem.
Here we go.
And for your Bombers, number number 4, Promise Right. And for your Bombers, number 13, 7, Miller. And for your Bombers, number 22, Audrell Walter. For your Bombers, number 24, Brooklyn Henderson.
Go ahead now.
Let's hear your starting lineup for your Titans. Number 1 from your Titans, Hayden Harrell. And for your Titans, number 10, Malia Hatchett. And for your Titans, number 15, Brown. And for your Titans, number 22, Pond. Every Titans number 24, Zoe Johnson.
Hey, we're having camera issues for a bit. We'll be doing an audio stream. We'll have the camera going here in a moment. We hope to. All right, I'll toss it over to Kirk.
All right, here we go. Our starting lineups for Midwest City. Number 3, C.D. Johnson, senior, 5'7". Number 4, Promise Wright, 5'6", senior. Number 13, senior, 5'7", 7 Miller. Number 22, 5'7", senior, Andrea Walter. And number 24, Brooklyn Henderson, a 5'9", freshman. And Midwest City gets the ball first. They take it to the bucket, and 2. And it's down. Midwest City strikes first. As your starting lineups brought to you by Precision Nutrition. Ball is knocked away there. Midwest City has the ball. And she goes to the bucket, 2 more. And Midwest City's just taking it to the bucket. And Carl Albert is just now getting their offense lined up. Plunkett goes to the middle, and she takes it up, and it bounces off. So Midwest City is on the run. They like playing fast. And that time Plunkett gets the rebound. Into the middle. And fouled there. That was number 24, Zoe Johnson. She's a freshman guard. And she gets fouled on the shot. She'll go to the line for 2. First one's good. So Johnson's at the line, shooting 2 of 2. Second one's good, and that halves the score. Midwest City leading now 4-2, and they have the ball moving down. Those free throws are brought to you by Toonie Buys Houses. Midwest City sets up their offense at the top of the key. They move it to the inside, go up, and no good. Plunkett comes down with the rebound. She pushes the ball up to Malia Hatchett. Hatchett goes under the basket, no good. And the rebound is fought for there. And the Titans will keep it. In there fighting for the rebound was Johnson for the Titans.
All right, Kirk, we do have a camera going, and we will not have a clock camera at the moment. We'll try to fix that later. But we are now functioning as a video stream.
Johnson puts it in for 3. That three-pointer is brought to you by Bobby Lewis Insurance.
We appreciate Bobby Lewis for sponsoring threes. And Johnson, a freshman for Carl Albert, but she is not afraid to go attack. Very bold freshman. Looking forward to this game. So the matchups I'm looking forward to seeing is basically who defends Audrey Plunkett for Midwest City, because no player they have has her height. But they do have some players like Seven Miller, who's guarding her right now, who has a lot of speed and a lot of scrap to her.
Out there to Jakari Brown.
They're switching the handoffs there.
Hatchett going to the middle. Brought down by Johnson.
Great hesitation by Harrell.
Harrell takes it all the way in. The Titans now lead 7-4.
Midwest City attacked right off the gate when they kind of went off the tip. Transition here. How will they attack now? There's Seven Miller, and she is like a Carl Albert Titan player in that she will have the nose for an offensive rebound. She will play a big part in this game for Midwest City. We apologize, we don't have replays right now. Again, we're going to get these things fixed between quarters.
That foul was by Plunkett. That's her first and the first team foul for Carl Albert.
Tie game. Nice cut.
Just a little too strong on the board.
That's one of the Walters sisters. She will not be shy this game. And neither will Jakari Brown, who at some point this season, Kirk, she will pass the 1,000-point barrier. She's closing in on it.
Foul there by Promise Wright. That is her first. And that is the second team foul for Midwest City.
We want to thank Scrambled for sponsoring our first quarters. They go up first because they're a breakfast place. So we say we start this game the way you should start your day. Go to Scrambles over on 23rd Street. Got the rattle in.
Yep.
Real important part of this game, who is going to force more turnovers? Midwest City's got probably a little bit more team speed, but Carl Albert with Coach Ritchie, they are very fundamentally sound on defense, and they know when to play the passing lanes. It was a nice move by Seven Miller, but just couldn't get the fall. It was a good pump fake on Plunkett.
Yeah, and it's just what you said. Plunkett's just got the height under the basket.
Yes.
Even up on numbers, drives it to the bucket, and in.
Now that's the freshman sensation, Brooklyn Henderson. Like I told you, Kirk, yesterday, she is already got an offer from Baylor and SMU. And again, she's a freshman. It's pretty remarkable to see that take place.
That foul was on Harrell. That's her first, second team foul now.
And where Brooklyn's really good right now is in transition. When she has a chance to attack and the defense isn't fully set, she will. She still needs to get a little bit more going in the half court. As for Carl Albert, we have one of the Crawfords, Kirk, so we'll have to use the first names here as best we can.
That's Brinley Crawford, and she comes in for Malia Hatchett. The free throw's no good. That's got a tie score now, 9-9.
Everything you might expect to see in this game, we've seen.
Yep.
We've seen both teams really show their strengths. Plunkett trying to see when can she attack. There's Henderson
good hands
again.
there.
I'm telling you, with Brooklyn Henderson, Kirk, you got to close on her quicker. As soon as she'll know by the time she's at the three-point line, can I go all the way, or do they have a wall set up? And the last two times, Carl Albert has been on their heels in their transition defense, and she has taken advantage of it with 2 and 1s.
That's Zoe Johnson. That is her first foul, third team foul for Carl Albert. Carl Albert trailing now 12-9.
So the Bombers on a bit of a run here. And the Titans are still trying to figure out when can Plunkett and where can Plunkett assert herself. Boy, they almost got an impressive finish. In for Midwest City, by the way, the one player who's taller than Plunkett, that's Maya Hodge. And she's been a good defensive presence for him, but she found herself under the basket on those missed shots, so she wasn't in position to get the defensive rebound, but she still forced the miss, and so it's back to Bomber basketball. That's probably going to be a foul. Maya Hodge wanted to draw a jump ball.
There was a foul there on Maya Hodge, her first. Third team foul for
she
Midwest
just
City.
Wrapped a little bit too much on Brinley Crawford there. Boy, Jakari Brown checked by Promise Wright. That is a really good matchup both ways. Promise Wright, a really good defensive guard. Well, the Bombers have had defensive rebound problems, but the Titans can't take advantage of that. Yeah, it's a charge. Or an offensive foul.
And that was on Brinley Crawford with the hook.
Yeah, they also call it a chicken wing.
Yep.
And so the Titans have had a problem finishing around the basket. And again, that will be even harder. Now, you didn't see Hodge in the play there, but normally when Maya Hodge is in the game, she's going to make it hard to score in the paint. Bombers have not yet had a good half-court possession where Carl Albert defense is set. We'll see if this changes here.
4 team fouls now. That one looks online. Oh, just a little bit long.
One thing that's been good for Carl the last few possessions, Hayden Harold has done a good job getting into the paint, and she's trying to distribute, but the Titans just haven't made the shots yet. There she is right there.
Whoa! From outside, Plunkett drops it in.
Well, Maya Hodge does not want to go out there, Kirk. She wants to stay close to the paint, so she gave Plunkett the space. It wasn't a bad idea, but now she's going to have to start thinking about closing in more. I'm not sure about that shot from Midwest City. Sadie Johnson was not wide open. Kind of open, but not wide open. Nice fake of the handoff. That's a great finish.
Pushing down.
You see why she's a 1,000-point scorer, Kirk.
Absolutely.
Showed great instincts there. Boy.
Great job there by Walter driving the paint.
And she's she's one of the reasons that this Midwest City team much better than they were last year. And that's when Carl Albert's guards are at their best. They attack in such a way where they get to the free throw line, and we're even seeing that with a freshman, Zoe Johnson, who has been one of the better-looking Titan players so far in this early going.
That's foul on Promise Wright. That is her second. 41 seconds left here in the first. In the ball game's number 13, 7 Miller.
And neither team has a very tall player in right now, as Audrey Plunkett will take a rest. And, of course, it's a good late quarter sub for Coach Ritchie because Audrey Plunkett can be foul prone. And that will also be one of the big storylines. Toonie buys houses, free throws. Johnson is looking really good so far for the Titans as they now retake the lead.
Yeah, Carl Albert doesn't want to foul here. They've got 4.
Oh, there's Brooklyn. She's been great for Midwest City. She needs some help, though.
Crawford comes down with the rebound.
This is Shakari Brown
9
time.
seconds. They're ticking them off.
She needs to go. Almost.
And that's the end of the first.
Picks off. All right, so we're going to see, do we have Gordy? Do you have your interview ready for this in-between quarters?
Yes, sir.
All right, Gordy, just make sure you try to get the mic facing our direction.
All right, Jordan, you hear me?
Yes. Well, Gordy, any thoughts to this game?
Carl Albert, a really fast start. And, of course, Midwest City is matching up, line for line. We see a lot of speed on both sides of the ball, but, of course, like you say, Carl Albert is really getting out in transition and really kind of controlling the boards. If they can just get some of these shots to land as far as Midwest City goes, they're really doing a really good job on those boards as well. But, like I said, Carl Albert, pretty much being the dominant one right now on the offensive end.
All right, thanks, Gordon. At some point, he may try to get an interview with Coach Hatchett, Kirk, as he's now not currently coaching, so he can watch his daughter play.
Yeah, absolutely.
I got to say, though, this is quite an environment.
I'm going to make my way up there to coach.
All right, Gordon, just let us know when you're ready.
All right, yes, sir.
All right, we got second quarter action now. The second quarter brought to you by Bail Bonds by Tamro. Like the Titans go in zone, so we see Seven Miller flash to the high post. Bombers can take their time now to kind of figure out how they want to attack.
Got a walking there.
I said it was a zone. It may have been kind of a partial man defense, maybe a diamond and one or something like that. By the way, we'll let people know we also have on right now Dell City at Newcastle, and that is a massive game as well in District 1 on the girls' side. Well, Carl Albert goes for every offensive rebound they can. Now there's Brooklyn trying to be a little bit too wild. Yeah, that may have been a hook, but she got away with it.
Foul on number 3, that's C.D. Johnson. That is her first foul, and the first team foul of the second quarter.
Yeah, the Titans' defense has stiffened up. If they can avoid transition opportunities for Midwest City, they may have a really good night, and that might be a key to their victory if they can earn this. A nice post-entry pass.
Very good entry pass there and finishing it off. Kinley Sutton is now in the game for the Titans.
I think it's, is that Annabelle Crawford? She's a freshman, but she's 5'10", and she knows how to seal her player. That's tremendous instincts on the part of the freshman, and Crawford's on quite a run. Well, that is a great defensive rebound there.
Bobby Lewis Insurance 3.
Bombers hadn't been shooting threes well, but that is obviously a big one there as we have Bombers taking a 30-second timeout. So we want to say again we appreciate Bail Bonds by Tamra for being the second quarter sponsor. If you missed the bail paying a ticket, call Bail Bonds by Tamra at 405-200-5110. 15-plus years of serving the community. Right now, our main camera is not working, so we don't have our clock on. But there's 5:48 to go in the second quarter, so we'll just update you on that as best we can.
You know, one of the things you were talking about earlier, the atmosphere here this evening is electric. I mean, this is a girls' game, started at 6 o'clock, and there is a large Midwest City contingent here at Carl Albert, and there's a large Carl Albert contingent on the other side. And
that's right,
Kurt. This is what high school basketball is supposed to look like.
Absolutely, and that's why it's good that they waited to play their first game this late. They're going to play in December, Midwest City and Carl Albert, but they pushed that game back because of football. That game will be played actually on February 17th. And, Kirk, you know what else? It's not just Midwest City and Carl Albert fans here.
No, absolutely.
This has drawn a lot of interest around the area.
Jordan, you got me?
Yep.
All right, Coach. I'm over here with the great Lenny Hatchett. He's a moment of his time, and I really appreciate it, Coach. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. Just out enjoying a good basketball game.
Well, we already know, Coach, you're here to see your daughter Malia tonight. But, Coach, Since you stepped down, you know, I said I want to kind of introduce you. Coach Hatchett is the former coach of the Dale City Eagles, but now Coach Hatchett has stepped down from the Dale City Eagles over as assistant director, OSSA. Coach, can you tell me kind of what that job consists of?
You know, so my activities, I'm in charge of cross country, 5A, 6A basketball, and then also track and field. So, you know, we're on deck over there at that office. We all help each other out. We help out with different activities. And the most important thing is that we're doing things that are education-based activities for all our Oklahoma City schools and schools throughout Oklahoma.
Right. I totally understand. So, Coach, since you recently stepped away from coaching at Dale City in the administrative role, what made you lead to that decision?
You know, it just got to the point where, you know, I thought I put in a lot of time. I put in 27 years of coaching and education, and I think, you know, it's time for me to sacrifice a little bit for my kids. And it was an opportunity that came about. I wasn't expecting it. And, you know, I get a chance to watch my daughter play a lot of games, and my son's a sixth grader. But, you know, it still keeps me around the game. I still stay in touch with a lot of those players, and I also, you know, try to stay invested as much as I can in all the schools that I can to help them out any way I can.
I understand. Was it something that you thought about for a while, or was it something that came unexpectedly?
No, really, you know, I just look at it. Sometimes opportunities you're just not expecting, you know, and then when those opportunities come around, you got to sit down and talk it over with the family, and if it's the right decision, you know, sometimes you got to take advantage of those. You know, like I said, I think I put in a good time of my career in coaching, and I hope I put Dale City in a great place, and I left it in a great place with Coach Chevis and all those other coaches over there. And now it's my time just to kind of enjoy some basketball, but also still have an opportunity to impact the game.
Well, of course, as a former state champion, Coach, like I said, an alumni, of course, of OSU and alumni of Carl Albert, how difficult was it for you to step away from that?
Well, first off, not alumni of OSU, but alumni here at Carl Albert, finished up at UCO as alumni. You know, it was difficult because, you know, when you leave kids, you're leaving people that you've impacted, guys you've seen grow up since 6th or 7th grade, and those kids you get attached to like your own sons. And that's why I'm so close to a lot of my guys from Dale City and all my schools that I've been at, Mount St. Mary's, Edmond Santa Fe. I think it's important that my wins were building those relationships with those kids, and then when they come back to me after they graduate, we sharing a lot of those stories.
I understand. So tonight, Coach, Dale City is facing off against another powerhouse right now in Newcastle. Will you be watching that on Oklahoma Sports Network?
Absolutely. I've already told my coaches that I'm going to be watching it, and I know they're going to go down there and do what they need to do. They're a talented ball club. I've watched them, and so is Newcastle. But I feel that Dale City is really playing at the right time, or well at the right time.
Right. So I think you left them in good hands, like you said, with Coach Chevis. And like I said, Coach, I mean, congratulations on that new role. We'll be talking to you a little bit later on, but I appreciate your time. And like I said before, good luck to you and good luck to your daughter as well.
I appreciate you, and I appreciate the way y'all coverage high school basketball.
Oh, yes, sir. We're going to try to do it right, sir.
All right.
Well, thank you so much, Coach. You have a good day.
All right, thanks, Gordy. Great to hear from Coach Hatchett again. And while that was happening, there were no points, Kirk. We didn't really miss anything.
Absolutely. It was just a back and forth, no points. A lot of shots put up.
I think the Bombers are settling for too many contested threes right now. And Carl Albert has not made the best passing on their end. So that's kind of part of why we have a standstill as far as points go, but still very much what we expected as far as margin, a 1-point game.
Yep. Good hands there by Hodge. Knocked the ball out.
Going to leave Plunkett wide open. Okay, there. He's got a defender now.
That one's bounced all the way down and came back out.
What a block. She didn't have to leave early, did Plunkett. That's why we got this fast break for Carl Albert.
Oh.
That's why you follow those shots. Sha'Carri Brown did that.
Good putback.
That's why she's getting even closer to the 1,000-point barrier. Now that actually is a good three.
Yep.
Just didn't fall. But some of the other threes from Midwest City, there's been a hand up for them.
2 minutes left here in the half.
A new player in for Midwest City, and she didn't comfortable going up to the left hand, but there's Maya Hodgson. A couple of point-blank misses for Midwest City that they're not getting right now.
Oh, just a bit outside.
So you got Promise Wright and Seven Miller checking back in.
Right. Promise has got those 2 fouls, so I'm sure they're protecting her. 1:35 left until halftime.
Gordy Jones should be getting one of the coaches here at the end of the second quarter. It'll be very interesting to get their thoughts. Either one, as this has been an interesting chess match.
That one dropped.
Three.
Bobby Lewis.
I told Gordy to get the losing coach, but now it's tied, so we may just have to flip a coin.
I know, Jordan. I'm down here. I'm not really sure which one will have the lead going into halftime, but I'm going to stand right here in the middle just to stay ready.
There you go. That's the way to adapt there. And what happened on that last three by Promise Wright, Carl Albert went under the screen. Not a bad strategy, but that is one of the few threes Midwest City's gotten where there was not a hand in their face, and that's why we are now tied at 20.
Downer comes into the game for the Midwest City Bombers.
Well, everything went right for Carl Albert except they just couldn't get the
It is
drop.
not dropping,
Yeah.
Malia Hatchett, she goes in there and tries to draw the foul, tries to draw the charge, and she didn't get touched, but she still fell down.
Yeah. So the ref, she did get touched. Ariana Walter, she's also a freshman. And she made a similar move as what you would see Brooklyn Anderson doing, and now the Bombers, thanks to Toonie Bice House's free throws, are up by one. It's a very competitive game.
There we go.
Not bad for a freshman.
58 seconds left here in the half.
Now that's got to frustrate Coach Knight because you make a free throw, you should have your defense set. And you saw it. I don't know if that was on Promise Wright, Kirk.
That was on number. Actually, that was on number 13, I believe, Seven Miller.
Okay.
Yeah, and that'll be her first.
That's a break there, but you make a free throw, you should have your defense set, and Midwest City's defense was not set. And now Zoe Johnson, another good-looking freshman. We got some good-looking freshmen in this game for both teams.
Absolutely.
And she hits the first one.
That Toonie Bice House's free throw. And the second one bounces out. .43 seconds and counting. That three drops.
Seven Miller, and that is the case where Audrey Plunkett gave her too much space. She did have her hand up, but she was too far away.
22 seconds. Bombers lead by 4.
It's one of the biggest leads either team's had. And that might be the second on Seven Miller.
That's exactly right. That's 2 on her now.
But not many fouls this game, so we're not going to see penalty free throws yet. That's going to be important. Seven Miller still defending Plunkett. She's got to try to do so without fouling.
7 seconds. 5, 4. Block there by Plunkett. Takes it out of bounds with 1.8 seconds left on the clock.
Yeah, that's where Walter wants to try to finish with her left hand. That was a nice catch by the cheerleader there, by the way. And the Bombers, I think with this much time, Kirk, 1 8/10, you have a time for a dribble and a shot if you want it, if you can do that. That's what they do.
That's exactly what they do. Falls short. The Bombers lead here at the half.
All right, let's see. Let's see if we can get an interview with one of the coaches.
All right, Jordan, I'm ready.
All right.
All right, thanks. Thanks, Coach. Thoughts going into this first half, Coach?
We got to finish. We've missed about 10 layups, 10 shots in the paint. We got to finish. That's as simple as I can put it.
Simple as that, simple as that. So like I said, Coach, get off to a good start. Like you say, just got to finish. Any message that you want to take directly to anyone in particular?
Finish.
Thanks, Coach. All right, back to you, Jordan.
Pretty simple there. All right, thanks, Gordy. We'll get Coach Knight beginning the third quarter. We're going to take a break here for halftime. You are watching Middale basketball on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
College is more than just going to class. College is a journey. It's meeting new people and making new friendships that will last a lifetime. It's learning from professors who care about you and your success. And finding out it can be really fun and rewarding. It's discovering that thing you want to do for the rest of your life. Cameron University is all about helping you grow and succeed. Because your success is our success.
Last year, 35% of all auto accident deaths were rolling. This is why you need our number in your phone. This could be you.
Your home isn't just where you live, it's where you thrive. Elevate it with a roof that reflects your standards. At Cantrell Roofing, we deliver efficiency and high-quality installations. Our A-plus BBB certified team performs the highest level of craftsmanship, and our in-house insurance adjuster handles claims fast and stress-free. Backed by 30 years of experience, our 5-star Google rating reflects the trust we've earned. The better your roof is built, the better it holds up in the Oklahoma weather. Remember, got hail? Call Cantrell.
At Tommy's Express Car Wash, we know how to love your ride. Try the Works Wash with our signature 14-step cleaning process, engineered to shine and shield your car from the elements. From breaking down dirt and bugs with our Detox Pre-Wash to restoring your vehicle's finish with our ceramic body wax. Give your car the best with our Top Wash. Then complete the clean with free vacuums and mat washers. Download our app and get your first 30 days of the Works for free. Tommy's Express. Love your ride.
Last year, 35% of all auto accident deaths were rollovers. If you've been in a wreck, don't hesitate to call us. This is why you need our number in your phone. This could be you.
When you call our firm, you're going to get one of us, not some paralegal or office manager.
Most lawyers, they take more money than their clients. Most of the time, a lot more.
We don't, and we guarantee it.
All right, welcome back to Middale basketball on the Oklahoma Sports Network, where the Bombers have a 4-point lead at halftime over Carl Albert, 25-21. At some point, whenever we're ready, we're going to hear from Gordy Jones, who will talk to Midwest City girls coach Megan Knight about halftime. By the way, also on the Oklahoma Sports Network, a massive game down in Newcastle between Del City and Newcastle. And I tell you, Kirk, Newcastle girls are really good. And I think they're going to go far in 5A. And they're up on Del City 26-17. At halftime, we have that game on the Oklahoma Sports Network. We'll get the third quarter going. Third quarter brought to you by Patrick Newby Farmers Insurance. And also for Midwest City, happy to see Coach Allison McFeeder's back from maternity leave. We congratulate her. She had a baby boy a few weeks ago. Right. I had a feeling she'd be back for this game, though. And Gordy, whenever you're ready.
Hey. All right, Jordan. I got Coach Knight here. Coach Knight, after the first half, what do you like most about what your team did that half?
Defensively, I thought we did really well. Carl Albert didn't score the basketball, and we held them to 5 that second quarter. Offensively, we got to work, share the basketball, crash. We averaged 18 rebounds, offensive boards a game, and we only had 2, so that's a big problem. We usually have 12 assists per game, and we only had like 2 again. So those are things that we're really going to adjust, continue going back to our basketball, being up 4 and not playing offensively like I like. Isn't too bad. So hopefully we can pick it up these next 2 quarters and finish this up.
Totally understand, Coach. So what's the biggest emphasis coming out of halftime with the lead?
Continue playing hard. Don't let up. Don't feel comfortable.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Good luck the second half, Coach. Thanks, Coach. Back to you guys.
All right. Thank you, Gordy. Third quarter action coming up here. And I think a big deal for Midwest City will be, or for Carl Albert, will be getting Audrey Plunkett going.
Yep, absolutely. And, you talked a little bit about it. Midwest City leading by 4, and Richie, Coach Richie was very much talking about finishing. They had the opportunities,
yes,
but the ball wouldn't fall. And that's, sometimes that's the way it works. Carl Albert will inbound for the start of the third quarter. The original 5 starters are on the floor for Carl Albert and also for Midwest City.
Well, this is Zoe Johnson.
Yep.
This is not too big a moment for her. Getting points in the paint, and right when Coach Richie said, hey, we need to finish, and for Zoe Johnson to do that, that's huge. And there's
the
Henderson.
answer.
Yeah, she's so good. I can't wait to see what she's like when she's like a junior. I mean, think about that. That's 2 full years from now. Same with Zoe Johnson, by the way. Well, the freshmen are taking over right now. It's a good gamble. And almost a deflection by Seven Miller. That may be a foul on her instead. I think I did see a 1-3.
It is. That is a 1-3, and that is her third. That is the first team foul for Midwest City here in the third quarter.
And she's staying in. This is risky because she's not just staying in. She is the primary defender on Plunkett.
Slapped that out. Malia Hatchett got that knocked away.
And we're trying to get our replay set up here, which we will in a moment. But we apologize to Triple Elite for not having their replays going, but that was due to some technical problems. Oh, that may be 4 on 7. That's why you got to get those defensive rebounds, and now she knows.
Yep, that's exactly right. That is her 4th. Second Midwest City foul of the quarter.
And she has a lot of similar attributes to Audrey Plunkett, just not as tall as far as the defensive end goes. Seven Miller is the heart and soul of this team on defense, so this is a big foul.
There's a three. That's your Bobby Lewis Insurance three.
That's Jakari Brown, who's kind of been quiet in the first half, but if she's wide open, she will make a lot of those shots. Well, Brooklyn Henderson, this is the best I've seen her look.
Yeah, she's taken this game as a challenge. You can see that.
And we may find out some details about this, but I believe she is very familiar with these Carl Albert freshmen thanks to AAU ball and stuff like that.
There she goes again. Jakari Brown just taking it to the hoop. Midwest City still leads by 1, 5:50. And there's a three ball, Bobby Lewis Insurance.
Now that's Sadie Johnson, by the way, Kirk. I should have told you before the game. Sadie Johnson, and at some point, again, if you don't get a hand up, she will make those threes. So we got a 30-second timeout, which means we can keep it here. Now the offense has come alive, Kirk, for both teams.
Absolutely.
And now we're seeing some good shot making. The defense was ahead of the offense in the first half for much of the game. But Midwest City starting to score in the half court, as is Carl Albert.
5:45 left here in the third quarter. The Bombers still leading by 4.
But the Titans have got the dribble penetration they need in this. So it's got to keep doing that. And Hayden Harrell's someone who can definitely help with that. We haven't really called her name much since the first quarter.
You know, just as a Carl Albert person, there's been a Harrell playing on this floor for about 50 years, it seems like.
Yes, I know you'd be more familiar with the legacy than I would even. Yeah. I'm familiar with her brothers, and that's as far back as my memory goes. Boy, Audrey Plunkett's just struggling shooting the ball right now.
Harrell puts up a three, and that one's no good, bounces off.
See, rebounding is an easier thing for Carl Albert because on defense for him, because on offense they are very good at crashing the glass. They're just not shooting well. But there you can see right there, Malia Hatchett. The Titans can contest every missed shot they have. They're not a big team, but even against bigger teams, they just have a knack for figuring out where that missed shot goes.
That foul was on Walter, Andrea Walter. That's her third team foul now for Midwest City in this quarter.
Anderson's got a one-on-one chance.
She'll take it all the way. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah, if it's transition, she will go. And that was and who was back for Carl Albert? Hayden Harrell.
That was Harrell that's going to pick up that foul. That'll be her first team foul for the Titans.
You see some Tuni Bice's free throws. Yeah, just don't think Henderson, when she sees Harrell's the player back, her eyes light up because she knows she's got such a height advantage there. That's where Harrell's got it. She'll try to figure out a way to sneak in a swipe and try to get that ball. She couldn't do it there, though. And Brooklyn Henderson is having a tremendous third quarter.
Absolutely.
And so Zoe Johnson.
Yep.
And we have another timeout. And we've had these coaches call timeouts after their team scores, and that tells me they're not happy with their defense. So you call a timeout after a basket, you want to get their defense going. And there's been a bunch of 30-second timeouts.
We're about halfway through the third quarter, 4 minutes and 21 seconds left, and the score really hasn't changed. There's still a 4-point lead for the Bombers.
Yeah, again, the offenses are starting to figure out some things. If I was Coach Knight for Midwest City, I'd be emphasizing defensive rebounding. Defensive rebounding is a big deal because that's when they can get transition opportunities. But that's also Carl Albert's strength is offensive rebounding. And I'm sure for Carl Albert, Coach Ritchie is talking about how to defend Brooklyn Henderson because I don't think he likes how they've been doing it this quarter. And we also pressed. Maybe that was it. It was to set up a press.
That foul is on number 24. That's Zoe Johnson. That's her second. and the second team foul for the Titans.
And Walter just too much there on her own. It's a good double there.
Yep.
Now it's Shakari Brown's chance. What's she going to do? Boy, Plunkett's not her night yet. It's going to change at some point, but unfortunately for when she misses those type of shots, that's the type of foul she'll commit, and that's not a good foul.
Yeah, Plunkett picks up her second foul, and that is the third team foul for Carl Albert in the quarter.
She'll commit some frustration fouls, as a lot of players would, even seniors.
Absolutely.
Because you think, I should have had those 2 points, and you want that ball back so badly, but she's got to control herself. It's not a problem for her right now with fouls, but it could become one soon. Oh, boy, that's a great strip there. And behind the back. And then Promise Right just let her go. I'm not sure what she was doing there. Let's see if we get our first replay here. Here it is, our first Triple H screen printing replay.
2-point game, 2 minutes and 51 seconds left in the third.
And Promise Right, that's just a good job of drawing contact on Jakari Brown.
Jakari Brown.
Yeah, just had Jakari Brown backpedaling.
That is her first, and that is the fourth team foul. And that's going to put Promise Right at the line.
And she played in the Titan Classic the previous 2 years, playing for Putnam City. Now she's with Midwest. She's with a team that can go far in the playoffs. Talking about Promise Right. And the first player you want creating shots for Midwest City, of course, is Brooklyn Henderson. The second player, I would say, is Promise Right. Very good off the dribble, very good attack in the basket, and also pretty good from the free throw line.
A little pressure in the backcourt by Midwest City.
It's good help. That's what I'm talking about. Carl Albert always has someone or two people ready for offensive rebounds, and Jakari Brown took advantage. That's why I've said defensive rebounding for Midwest City is going to become real important. I've got freshman on freshman here. They're going to slow down. They're not going to go for the last shot, but they're going to still try to slow it down. By the way, at some point, Gordy was going to get us an interview. I apologize, Gordy. I had you muted, so whenever you want. And
hey, Jordan, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you now. My apologies. Go ahead.
Oh, no problem, Jordan. I thank you for your time. Coach, I'm down here, Jordan, with the head coach of the former AAU basketball team, Tom State champion. But why I wanted to bring this coach up, this coach, 11 girls total on both of these teams, is the famous coach, Dre Walter, a.k.a. Coach Dre from the Crush Queens. And, let me let you know, Coach Walter has Jakari Brown, Brinley and Annabelle Crawford, Zoe Johnson, Audrey Plunkett, Promise Wright, Sadie Johnson, Brooklyn Henderson, Ariana Walter, his daughter, and Andrea Walter, his daughter, and Jeliana Overby, all on the same AAU basketball team. Coach, thank you for your time. It's really nice to meet you. So, Coach, players on this, I said, you've had players on both of these rosters. So what's it like watching them compete against each other today?
Man, it's really, really amazing, man, just seeing these girls compete at a high level at such a big stage. The crowd is in it. We got great parents on both sides of for both teams. So it's really a good thing to see their hard work really come into play and come into action, man. And these girls have worked their butts off all summer. I mean, they're having some of these girls since they were in kindergarten.
Right.
So to finally see all that hard work pay off, man, it's a beautiful thing.
So that's a good question. So when you see these familiar faces on both benches, what goes through your mind?
Man, I just want them all to perform, man, all to perform at a high level, do the things that they've been working on in the gym consistently, and do the things that we've been doing in the summer, man, which is, winning and playing championship ball and just play hard. Don't worry about mistakes, all right? Just work.
Totally understand, Coach. So how well do you know their tendencies and habits from when you coach them?
Oh, man, I know a spin move when it's coming. I see the crossovers. I see them reading the defense. I know exactly what they're going to do. So I see a lot of it now. And a lot of it, I'm sitting over getting frustrated because some of the things that we practice, they're not doing. But overall, good game. I like to see what they do.
It's been a great game. So which players have grown the most since their time with you, Coach?
Oh, man, that's a tough one, man. They really all have, man. I mean, I'll be honest. I mean, I had them at such a young age. So I got to see them when they could barely get the ball up to the rim, up until the point to where they almost shooting from half court. So it's been a beautiful journey, and like I said, I'm gonna give it to all of them, and they've all shown tremendous growth, and that's why they out here on the floor now.
All right. So from your experience, Coach, what usually decides a rivalry game like this? Is it talent, toughness, or discipline?
Man, I'm gonna say it's all three. I say it's all three, man. I mean, it's definitely you got to be talented. When the lights are on, you got to be ready to perform. You got to be disciplined enough when you're down or when you're having a bad possession or a bad spot. You got to have in your mind next play, man. So I say all three, man, in order to win this game. Turnovers is going to be key, and who can make the shots at the end of the game.
Coach, I really thank you for your time, and it's so nice to meet you. Thank you on behalf of the Oklahoma Sports Network. All right, thanks, Coach. All right, back.
All right, thank you, Gordy. Let's take a quick break. You are watching Mid-Dell Basketball on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
College is more than just going to class. College is a journey. It's meeting new people and making new friendships that will last a lifetime. It's learning from professors who care about you and your success. And finding out it can be really fun and rewarding. It's discovering that thing you want to do for the rest of your life. Cameron University is all about helping you grow and succeed. Because your success is our success.
All right, we're back with Mid-Dell Basketball on the Oklahoma Sports Network. Fourth quarter action, which is brought to you by Titan Storage. And it was interesting, Kirk, about that interview that Gordy had, where when he named all the players that Coach Walter coached, he basically named the entire team for both.
Yeah.
He basically named every single Midwest City and Crawford player, it seemed like.
Just to kind of catch us up here, we've got really not too much foul trouble on the Carl Albert Titans, but there is one person from Midwest City. Seven Miller has 4 fouls, and Carl Albert Zoe Johnson has 3 fouls, and those are the only people that are in foul trouble now in the fourth, and the Bombers lead by 5.
Oh, we had a player, and I wasn't looking, but is that Chikari that fell? Or maybe a foul away from the ball? Or she, well, the way
yeah, it was Jakari Brown.
Looks like she's cramping. That's
Yep.
what you do when there's a cramp. Cramps are painful, Kirk, but the nice thing about them is they're temporary.
That's right.
I assume you definitely deal with cramps for swimming.
Oh, yes, we do. Absolutely. People think we don't because we're in the water, but no, you cramp up just like anybody else.
It makes total sense to me. It also makes sense how a swimmer could be dehydrated even though
Absolutely.
they're in water.
You're sweating the whole time you're in the water.
Yeah, it's not like you're drinking that.
Nope.
I hope that's what it is, though, because they are temporary, but she's in pain, and they need her.
But that is a cramp, I believe.
Yeah.
She's got that grin pain going.
So she should get some fluids.
Yeah, you know what it is, but it hurts like heck.
And that will be a storyline when she checks back in because she can single-handedly bring this team back. They can survive without her for the beginning of the fourth quarter, but at some point you want her back in. But Middle City's had a couple of chances at steals and scores. Brooklyn Henderson's really getting after it right now. It's a really good job by Crawford taking advantage of her size. She just couldn't finish again. That's the story. And then a foul on Johnson. That again, I don't think that's a terrible foul because that's what Carl Albert does. They'll try to go for the steal.
Yep. However, that is her fourth foul now.
Okay. And she becomes real important as long as Sha'Carri Brown is out.
Absolutely.
We don't have to keep track of total points, but she may be the Carl Albert leading scorer. Talking about Zoe Johnson, she's been very impressive now, and she's got to be very careful.
Midwest City with a 5-point lead. They don't have any hurry to make this happen. They want to keep that ball moving.
Well, it's a nice hands there by Crawford. Nice vision. Really good vision by Brooklyn here. So let's see if we got that one again. So we got a full timeout called. So we're going to show the Triple Elite screen printing replay real quick. Triple Elite screen printing upon world-class design, hot new styles. And then with the full timeout, we'll take a quick break as you're watching Mid-Dell basketball on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Last year, 35% of all auto accident deaths were rolling.
This is why you need our number in your phone. This could be you.
And we're back with Mid-Dell basketball on the Oklahoma Sports Network. Midwest City pulling ahead of Carl Albert by a touchdown now, 41-34.
How you doing?
And it's just a matter of what will Carl Alberts do to come back? What do they have in their chamber on offense? But good news for them. Sha'Carri Brown is back.
Yep, she's coming back on.
And she's going to be checked by Promise Wright. Like I said, that is a really good matchup.
Carl Albert's down by 7, under 6 minutes now. You gotta come away with points.
And she still can't get the fall, but that was a really good designed play for Carl Albert. Go inside to Audrey Plunkett. She's not really a post player, but she needs to be against Midwest City. Midwest City is actually a smaller team.
Denia Douglas with that foul. That is her first foul, and that is the first team foul on the Bombers here in the fourth.
Apologize for that. We had another technical issue. Well, I've been impressed with Midwest City's poise.
Absolutely.
And I would have told people before this game I like Carl Albert just because they have the experience, with Plunkett and Brown, but Midwest City has played a mostly mistake-free game.
Absolutely. And they've been the pressure. They've applied the pressure offensively and defensively.
There's Sha'Carri. And she's so effective going both right and left. And that's important against a quick team like Midwest City because they can easily take one of those hands away from you. You got to go up strong with the other hand.
5 minutes left here in the game. Four-point lead for the Bombers. They don't have to be in any hurry. There's a 3-shot.
Promise right. That's a good kick out. Wow, Sadie Johnson.
She puts it up again, Sadie Johnson.
She's not shy. It's not the most advised shot, but when you make it, you'll take it.
Bobby Lewis three-pointer. There's a 3 by Sutton.
You can't forget about her. We haven't called her name much. But you know that Sutton family, they like to shoot the 3.
Yes, they do.
And boy, was that timely.
Now we're just going to back off and shoot threes.
Oh,
go back and
herself.
forth.
And she might need to come out. She turned her ankle, and I think they're going to call, I think this is an injury timeout. It won't go to either team. Sadie Johnson hits a 3, and then I think the closeout, I forgot who closed out on her, was not anything malicious. No, it wasn't even a foul.
No.
But it was the cause of the injury there. And
Andrea Walter comes in.
So does Seven Miller. And there she is on Plunkett, but she's got to avoid fouls. Good ball fake.
That time she did step on the line that time, Seven Miller, and that'll be a turnover.
And again, it doesn't matter that Midwest City's a smaller team overall. It's just whoever they go up against. Carl Albert just competes so well for the offensive glass. And they made it tough on Midwest City, so by the time Miller got the ball, she was in a tough position and went out of bounds.
3:35 left. And Coach Ritchie calls another timeout. This will be a full timeout.
So we'll take a break. Watching Middale basketball on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
At Tommy's Express Car Wash, we know how to love your ride. Try the Works Wash with our signature 14-step cleaning process, engineered to shine and shield your car from the elements. From breaking down dirt and bugs with our Detox Pre-Wash to restoring your vehicle's finish with our ceramic body wax. Give your car the best with our Top Wash. Then complete the clean with free vacuums and mat washers. Download our app and get your first 30 days of the Works for free. Tommy's Express. Love your ride.
All right, we're back with Middale basketball on the Oklahoma Sports Network. Hey, Gordy, you're looking in on the Titan timeout. What Coach Ritchie had to say to his players. See if Gordy gets that to us in a second here.
All right, Jordan, I'm here.
All right, what can you say about that timeout for Carl Albert?
Coach Ritchie really emphasized, really trying to make every possession count. What he was really focusing on is making sure to run the offense because, like I said, they're not really able to get off any shots. So Coach's emphasis is really making sure to take care of the ball and make the most out of these possessions. And that was a really good and one right there by Harrell.
Except I don't think it is an and one. They did not give her continuation, and that is an interesting call on the refs. I didn't get a good look at that as far as when the shot went up. But also interesting for Midwest City, Sadie Johnson is back with maybe kind of a bum ankle. So we'll see how she plays with that.
Brooklyn Henderson with that foul. That's her first.
That needs to be almost every possession for Carl Albert.
That's Promise Wright with that foul, and that will be her third. That's a third team foul for the Bombers.
We'll see Malia Hatchett check in. What will be interesting to see is if Plunkett makes the second of these Toonie Bice Houses free throws, does Carl Albert go back to a press?
3:13 left.
And I don't think we've seen the last of Sutton. She's coming out now, but she's too good of a shooter. You may need her back on offense. So yes, we are seeing, well, not a big
No.
press, but some light coverage. They look to run and jump there. Does that count? I think they made the motion. Let's see. That's a big response if that does
Basket
count.
counts. And that is number 3 on Jakari Brown.
Brooklyn Henderson. Has she been big? I don't know if she's missed a free throw. If I was Jakari Brown, I would have kept going.
.245 left.
You see that Zoe Johnson tried to draw a foul there, but she went into a wall of Bombers. That was not really good spacing for Carl Albert. Anyway, I want to let you know that Newcastle has a similar lead right now against Del City. If they win that game, they have District 1 wrapped up on the girls' side. Again, she's not finishing, but she's getting to the free throw line, so you keep going to Audrey Plunkett.
That's foul there on 7 Miller, and that'll be 5 on her.
And we'll see if Coach Knight takes her time to replace Miller. Doesn't
Unless
look like
I've
she will.
messed up, I'm pretty sure Carl Albert is in the bonus.
No, it's not her 4th foul. They would have motioned, the scoreboard would have.
Yeah, absolutely. 1, 2, 3, 4.
And maybe now her 4th.
Yep.
At some point, you would expect one of the Titan players to really gamble on defense.
You just want to slow things down here if you're Midwest City.
Oh, nice, but nice defense. Better defense. And Midwest City did a good job getting back there, making Plunkett take some time and passing the ball out. Oh, that's kind of the night in a nutshell for the Titans.
Absolutely. Getting good looks,
Yep.
Can't make the ball drop. .145, and if I'm Midwest City, I'm going to keep the ball moving.
You definitely don't shoot any threes.
No.
And that might be what. well,
And
they'll call-
Coach Ritchie's going to take a timeout.
No, it's an offensive foul. I think he couldn't call a timeout. Now he can. I think they called the foul on the screen. Now, since it's an offensive foul, it's not going to be free throws, but the next foul that's not an offensive foul for Midwest
And
City.
that one was on 7 Miller, and she is out. Down by 7, you've got to be looking for a long ball here. Minute 25.
Well, you need that player to attack. Or maybe this player. Well, she didn't hand it off then, but you get the idea. Johnson or Plunkett. And again, she can't get a finish. Now, these aren't easy finishes because she's getting fouled.
Foul on number 4, Promise Wright. That'll be her 4th.
I want to remind people that we're going to have the boys game coming up. That we have Newcastle Del City also on the network. As we see these Toonie Bice Houses free throws. And, Kirk, these teams are going to play again on February 17th.
Yeah.
Which makes the margin of this game kind of matter. Not that if you're Midwest City, you want to be aggressive on offense right now. But regardless of the outcome, whether it's in doubt or not, every point matters because it could determine a tiebreaker.
Right.
If, let's say, Midwest City holds on and wins, and Carl Albert turns around and wins on February 17th, and it's a two-way tie between those teams, who won by the most?
1 minute left.
That will be how they decide the tiebreaker and who would be the district number 1 seed or the 2 seed. Risky pass, but it worked. They got to pass in.
45 seconds. They're calling for the foul. I think Malia Hatchett actually might have gotten the foul this time.
Yeah, it's only the 4th, so no free throws yet. I think you need a foul right away for Carl Albert if Midwest City gets a clean inbounds, unless they throw it in a spot you can trap. But they could trap right there if they wanted. Someone should have trapped. Now they trap.
36 seconds.
That's who Midwest City wants to have the ball. And they tried to foul her. Titan's not executing right now. They need a foul.
That time a foul on Zoe Johnson. And that should put her on the bench. That'll be her 5th foul.
So a freshman for Midwest City, not Brooklyn, but Ariana Walter. And you feel good now, but you know what? You miss a couple, and then Carl Albert turns around and makes a 3, and all of a sudden things are in doubt. So these Toonie Bice Houses free throws, they do carry some pressure. And here's Kinley Sutton, who I think in the beginning of the season, Kirk, was starting in place of Zoe Johnson. Now that's why for Midwest City, you might have wished Brooklyn Henderson did draw that foul that it looked like the Titans were trying to do here. Oh, that's a lane violation. That's a tough break for Midwest City. That's Brooklyn Henderson, who's been otherwise really good this half.
Absolutely.
But that was clearly a lane violation. And Carl Albert has a chance.
We've got to do something quickly. 20 seconds, long 3. Bounced off the backboard, almost got there. And the ball is knocked away. Yep, good poke away. Foul there on Henderson.
Now, I love Audrey Plunkett, but, man, that was just not a good shot. I know you want to do something fast, but it's a 2-score game. You didn't really need to do that type of 3-point shot. I didn't like that shot. But, again, if you're Carl Albert, no matter what happens here, you want to score. You want to score and make – it looks like Midwest City might hold on for a win here, but you want to make the margin of defeat as small as you can. Are we going to have a timeout here?
Yep, Coach Ritchie called the timeout.
We'll keep it here. I just wonder if Coach Ritchie's going to say it is a full timeout, but we'll keep it here. We're going to have Gordy eventually interview Coach Knight and Brooklyn Henderson. I think we can safely say she is the deserving Whataburger player of the game.
Absolutely.
But, again, if I'm Kyle Ritchie, I don't necessarily talk about tiebreakers to my team, but I do say, hey, we're not going to give up. We want to score here no matter what happens at the free throw line. So I'm not saying that the door's completely shut, Kirk, but I think it's almost completely shut. But I also think that both these teams are going to win out until they see each other again on February 17th.
Yep, I believe so too.
And so the question is, what does Carl Albert need to win by to overtake Midwest City and win the tiebreaker? And that's going to be determined by this margin of victory. And is it important to get the 1 seed over the 2 seed if both seeds host? As I really believe both these teams are going to host. I think it's pretty much a done deal. Both these teams are going to host a regional. And I believe the answer to that's yes. And
yes.
Lurking is who would you play in a regional championship hypothetically, and that could be for the team that finishes second, as that free throw's missed, Bishop McGinnis. Bishop McGinnis has a solid girls team. Risky defense by Promise Wright, and Bombers can let this clock run, I think.
They're going to let it run out, and that'll be the end of the game where the Midwest City Bombers come into the Titan Fieldhouse and take it away by 4, 52-48.
So what we're going to say, if these teams win out come February 17th, Kirk, if Carl Albert wins by 5 on that game, they would be the district champs. A 4-point game would depend on district points, so I don't want to say that. But what a game for Midwest City tonight. They just outplayed. Carl Albert played a smarter game. And we'll have the player of the game and Coach Knight here in a moment if Gordy can get to him. Our Whataburgers, our player of the game sponsor, we will get to them here in a second. We may not get to Brooklyn, but we're going to have Gordy stepping up right now to talk to Coach Knight. They may go to the corner here. But what a big win for Midwest City. Remember, Carl Albert beat him last year in the regional championship. Okay, so yeah, Coach Knight's going to help us out and try to get Brooklyn Henderson coming over.
Hey, Jordan, you hear me?
Yeah, Gordy, go ahead.
All right, thanks, Coach. I appreciate it. Coach Knight. Job, by the way. Great game. It was a really good game, Coach. I really enjoyed myself. So what did you like most about, as far as the team? What was the difference in this game?
We just came with energy. I felt like we followed the game plan for the most part. There was a couple of things I didn't like. But since, we came out with the win, good to have. This is a great team. Younger group that had to step up and play in some big roles, and so that was what was really nice.
So what most impressed you about this team?
Just our energy and effort. I mean, our defense, we were, there at all times. We knew that they were going to screen. We knew they really covered it in the video yesterday. We talked about what they're going to do, so they knew what their plays were going to do. They followed the scouting report. And so we were ready for them defensively. Offensively, really wasn't our night, in my opinion. We missed some things, didn't execute the way I wanted to, but we really took care of business defensively.
So what does a win like this say about this group of girls that you have here?
Oh, it's awesome. It's awesome. They deserve it. They wanted it. Last year we got beat here in playoffs, and so it was just really awesome to come here, play them on their court again, and come away with it this time.
So one more matchup against like this, at your house. At your house.
And we love playing at home.
Oh, we can't wait for it. We'll be looking forward to it. Hey, great game, Coach.
Thank you.
Thank you. You have a good game. All right, Jordan, we're going to introduce the player of the game. Just going to give her a second. She's in another interview at the moment.
All right, well, okay, Gordy, if you're listening, you'll need to get ready for your boys' coaches' interviews here soon because there's a short turnaround, but we're going to be ready for it.
Oh, yeah, we'll be quick. We
also want to thank, sake of the main shot here, I thank our helpers here producing Brandy Thomas. All right, now we got player of the game, Brooklyn Henderson.
All right, Jordan, you got me?
Let's go, yep.
All right, I'm down here with the star player, super-duper freshman, Brooklyn Henderson. Brooklyn, you finished with 16 points tonight, but one thing we know, you're playing against a lot of former teammates. How does it feel to play in a game like this?
Honestly, it was a lot of rivalry, a lot of tension. You felt it walking in the gym. Just the atmosphere is really wild. So, I feel like just playing against them, we got to keep it simple, keep it calm, because we know what it is at the end of the day.
Right. Well, from the jump, you came out, like I said, we've seen you in different games. You came out with a lot of defensive intensity, came out with a lot of offensive intensity today. So what was working for you tonight?
Honestly, I feel like getting to the rack, doing my moves. Honestly, just going normal. Everything just being normal, shooting, calm it down, and just run the game how I'm supposed to.
What does a win like this mean to you?
Let's hoop.
Let's hoop. I like it. Well, you are a Whataburger player of the game. We appreciate your time. We'll find you later. Great game, Brooklyn.
Thank you.
Hey, you have a good day. Back to you guys, Jordan.
All right, Gordy, thank you. So let's go ahead and take the main shot, and let's go ahead and bring up our player of the game as Gordy will be interviewing Coach Noel next, so more Midwest City action. But our player of the game is brought to you by Whataburger on 15th Street, and they got some new things going on. There's a big deal going on at Whataburger, like real big. For $3, you can get the new Big Ranch Wrap. That's a crispy premium chicken strip, fresh veggies, creamy buttermilk ranch, and melty cheese and a warm tortilla. Or for $4, you can go even bigger with 5 of our premium Whata Chick and bites. It's a hard thing to pronounce, I gotta say. $5, you can go bigger than big with a bacon cheese Whataburger Junior. That's 100% beef with melty cheese. Want to go bigger? Add fries and a drink for just $2.49. Now that's the Whata deal only at Whataburger. All right, we're going to take a very quick break, and then when we come back, Gordy Jones should have Midwest City head coach Tori Noel, and then later on Carl Albert coach Jay Price. Actually, it looks like he has him now. So, Gordy, if you're ready, we'll go ahead and get that interview with Coach Noel going.
All right, we'll go ahead and knock it out.
Yep.
All right, I am here with Coach Tori Noel from the Midwest City Bomber Boys. Coach, thank you for your time. And so, what concerns you most about Carl Albert tonight?
I think we game plan pretty good for him this week. I think my biggest concern is just how we come out with the snow and stuff and us not having practice, things like that, man. So I'm just worried about if we're going to come out and play our games.
What was practices like during this time?
To be honest, we had 3 practices this week. We practiced for 3 hours the first day, and it was very sluggish, and everyone was tired, and things like that. But our next 2 practices is really good, man. But everybody's going through the same thing, so man, that's kind of what we preach in heart. Just having a good practice and just coming back competing, figuring out a way to get back in shape.
Understand. So, Coach, what were some takeaways from that Shawnee tournament, and what did you focus on, mostly in practice this week?
Just the little detailed things, man. Just watching our film. We watch a lot of film on other teams, and I think we need to focus a little bit more on the things that we do, like the little details of getting to the ball and plugging gaps. I think if we do that, I think we put us in a position to be successful.
All right, well, Coach, I wish you the best of luck this game. Good luck. Thank you for your time. All right, back to you, Jordan.
All right, let's just keep here waiting for Gordy to then go to Carl Albert head coach Jay Price. But let's go ahead and show you the boys' standings, as it's identical almost to the girls' standings.
Yeah.
Midwest City has a half-game lead because they played one more district game. Again, Carl Albert would have evened that out, but the weather canceled their game at Guyman on Tuesday, and so they remain with a 7-0 district record. Midwest City's 8-0. And one of the things that makes this matter as far as who gets first place, Kirk, is when you look at the other districts, there's going to be a really good 3 seed that you would play if you're a 2 seed in the regional championship. It could be Newcastle. It could be Class and SAS. And that's a very losable game in the regional championship. Del City's an outside possibility, but that would be crazy. Del City would have to have quite a collapse to not finish in the top 2. So
In the middle of the first,
we're waiting on 2 old legends to stop talking to each other. Kirk, that would be former Midwest City coach Dwayne Bradley.
Right.
And then Carl Albert coach Jay Price, of course. And what's interesting, and this is true on the girls' side, but these teams were meeting in the regular season regularly from 2018 to 2022, or I should say in the December. So that's why I say those years. But they didn't play the last 2 years in the regular season, but they have met in the playoffs. And Carl Albert has been knocked off by Midwest City the last 2 years.
That's exactly right.
All right, Gordy, whenever you're ready, you got Carl Albert coach Jay Price.
All right, I got Coach Price here, the great Coach Price, might I add. Coach Price, looking back on that Piper game, what was the value of that? And had that game might have been played, what was the value on that to the team?
Well, let us get rid of that loss to Edmond North. We didn't feel like we played very well against them, and a lot of it was them. They really played well and shot the ball well, and I don't think our kids really took it seriously, and so that really hurt. For us to be able to come back the next day and get to play and beat a good team, I think was really helpful for our psyche, our confidence, and just getting back on the winning side.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So in Midwest City's last loss, they struggled a little bit against Fort Gibson in the zone defense. Can we see that enforcing that from you guys tonight?
Well, we've looked at what they do well and what they don't do well, and we'll kind of see how the game goes. We know how solid they are. They do have some really good shooters, so zone's kind of scary, but it may be something we look at tonight if we get in that position that we need to try it.
I understand. So what's the key tonight to defending Deshaun Denson?
Oh, geez. I mean, the dude can score at all levels. So just trying to contest everything he does, make shots tough for him, don't give him open looks, and hopefully he doesn't get on a roll because he's really good.
Yes, sir. Well, thank you for your time, Coach.
Yeah,
Best of luck.
Thank you.
All right, back to you guys, Jordan.
Hey, Gordy, thank you. And let's go ahead. At some point, he's going to pass the mic to the PA announcer, Quentin Couch. We want to real quick remind you that our starting lineups are brought to you by Precision Nutrition. For all your nutrition needs in one shaker tea, come to Precision Nutrition at 4603 Southeast 29th Street, Suite 105 in Del City. You can order over the phone. Call them at 672-0999.
All right. For the visiting Bombers, we've got number 1, Ryan Holloway, senior 5'9" guard. Number 3, Adrian Randall, senior 5'9" guard. Number 5, Deshaun Denson, a senior 6'4" guard. And that's a guy you want to keep your eye on. Yep. Number 11, Caleb Stevens, senior 6'2" guard. And number 13, Anthony Dixon, senior 5'11" guard. For the Carl Albert Titans, we've got number 1, Delijah Matthews, a junior guard, 6'1". Number 3, Jordan Hawkins. He is a senior guard, 6'2". Number 10, Austin Johnson. He is a junior guard, 6'5". Number 21, Brandon Rogers, a senior guard, 6'2". And number 23, LeBron Royal, and he is a senior, and he is a forward at 6'2". So those are your starting lineups for the Midwest City Bombers and the Carl Albert Titans as we get ready to kick off this matchup of unbeatens in district play.
For your Bombers, number 3, Adrian Randall. Number 5, Bombers, Deshaun Denson. For your Bombers, number 11, Caleb Stevens. For your Bombers, number 13, Anthony.
Crowd's going to get crazy now.
And for your Titans, number 1, Elijah Matthews. And for your Titans, number 3, Jordan Hawkins. And number 10 for your Titans, number 10, Austin Johnson. And for your Titans, number 21, Brandon Rogers. And for your Titans, number 23, LeBron Royal.
All right, love the job that Quentin Couch does. We want to mention our tip-off sponsors brought to you by Del City Chamber of Commerce. The Del City Chamber of Commerce, they are a trusted resource for advocacy, education, engagement to help you improve your business. All right, Kirk, what's interesting to me, Midwest City is, they got Kenyon Brown back. He's 6'6". I walked by him a lot in the hallway. He is a big guy. He's back from a football injury, but he's not really in game shape yet, so they're still staying with a small lineup, and they're going to have a hard time with LeBron Royal, but they're going to probably use Anthony Dixon on him. So we'll have to pronunciate Deshaun Denson, who has to change into a black T-shirt right now.
Yeah, Denson and then Dixon.
Mm-hmm. But Dixon will probably be the one guarding Royal. So Carl Albert is the bigger team across the board at almost every position. I'll be interested to see who Carl Albert goes to first to guard Denson, who's going to jump center. I predict it will be Brandon Rogers, as well. This scrambled first quarter ready to go.
Jordan Hawkins comes out.
We got guards jumping center. They both can dunk really easily.
Carl Albert takes the possession. That'll turn the possession arrow to Midwest City.
And it is Dixon guarding Royal. Can Royal really crash the offensive glass? Well, I love the strategy. You got former Titan Adrian Randall defending the bigger Jordan Hawkins, and they go right in the post to Jordan Hawkins, and they're going to get Toonie Bicehouse's free throws because of it.
Now, who was that foul on, Jordan?
I believe it was on Adrian Randall.
Okay.
It goes by Ace. That did not look like a good free throw. Hawkins crossed that line early. Not to the point where it's a lane violation, but normally you want to stay put when you're shooting like that.
That one bounced out. Empty possession for the Titans.
Almost a
almost a backcourt.
And that felt a bit rushed. Deshaun Denson probably could have gotten a little closer. And loses it.
Elijah Matthews comes up with the ball. He takes it all the way in for the score.
Now the Bombers have to know when Elijah has the ball like that, you got to make him go right. And I mean right away.
Yes. Another steal.
Watch out. Oh, not quite what I thought.
Yep. Austin Johnson with that one.
We know he can jump higher if he wanted to, but the important thing is he got the 2 points. Well, I think that's off. Nope. No, I thought it might be on off Austin for a second there.
Austin Johnson with the rebound.
Well, we do thank again Toonie Buys Houses for sponsoring this quarter. As a great place to go eat breakfast. They're on 23rd Street and very closely connected with Tori Noel, the head boys coach in Midwest City. Again, they're looking to Jordan Hawkins inside. Denson has not been strong with the ball there as he's turned it over twice. I think Midwest City would have called a timeout if Austin Johnson made the basket, but instead he'll go to Toonie Buys Houses free throws. We might still see a timeout coming up, but Midwest City looks very shaken up on offense. The best thing going right now is Carl Albert's defense.
That foul was on Caleb Stevens. That's his first. Second team foul. Johnson at the line shooting 2. First one's good.
And Caleb Stevens, so important for Midwest City. He's their second scorer. He attacked on Johnson a couple possessions ago and took a tough shot, so we know the Titan defense, again, really locked in. And so is their offensive rebounding as they have the size advantage, and LeBron Royal, I expect him to do that as long as Midwest City stays small. Well, Holloway had the ball. And yep, there's that timeout. I thought that Midwest City would take the next time Crawford made a field goal.
Quick timeout by Midwest City. Titans leading 7-0, 5:48 here in the first.
Now they have options, does Midwest City, if they want to go bigger, and I think they might need to. Now it's not just Kenyon Brown, they can go with Aiden Sutton. They need a good offensive possession because that can set up their defense. Deshaun Denson has to be tougher with the basketball. I think the 2 times he's lost it, it was not that you don't give Carl credit, but it was kind of unforced. And again, that basket was, for Carl Albert, was a second chance basket because LeBron Royal got an offensive rebound on a missed free throw. And I expect LeBron to be a big factor on the offensive glass. That paint converts really fast on Randall.
Yep.
Not a terrible shot, though.
Matthews comes down with the rebound. Royal just drives body into the paint.
Anthony Dixon tried to pull a chair on Royal, and it worked. Royal was off balance, but he was still able to finish. All right, we're seeing Caleb Stevens really try to score for Midwest City in the paint, and these free throws are very important. Coach Noel is going to be the first to go to his bench.
That foul was on Brandon Rogers, number 21, his first team foul for the Titans.
First points for Midwest City. You know, Gordy mentioned to Coach Price about Midwest City struggling against the zone in their last loss that was about 3 weeks ago to Fort Gibson in the McAllister tournament. Well, Carl Albert also struggled against his own defense in their last loss, which was 8 days ago to Edmond North. But neither coach really likes to go zone. It'll be interesting to see if one of them decides to go ahead and try it early on.
Toonie Buys Houses free throws.
We've got Aiden Sutton now guarding LeBroy. That's a better matchup for Midwest City.
Johnson puts up the 3.
Will he finish, Denson? No, because he was too concerned about drawing a foul. Well, I thought Austin Johnson got away with a foul maybe there. Oh, and Denson made a great strip. Unfortunately, it just bounced off Holloway for Midwest City.
Yep.
They're starting to, the Bomber defense is starting to stiffen up here. But the basket has been closed for them, and so they're going to bring Randall back in.
Yeah, Randall comes back in. That's going to sit Caleb Stevens.
And, of course, the Titan players know Randall so well.
Oh, yeah.
And they probably know how, he's small inside, so whoever he's guarding is going to want to post him up. He's guarding.
Foul there on number 10, Austin Johnson. That'll be his first foul. Second team foul for the Titans.
We do see Rogers checking Denson right now. Another foul on Austin. So
that's two fouls back to back.
Thought he got away with a couple earlier. Now he will get called for two. He'll probably come out. But, one of the big things for Carl Albert is how they've improved their depth.
Yep. Darian Thomas comes in.
And he was so good.
He is good.
Against, especially against Piper. He was hitting shots I couldn't believe.
Very athletic.
There's Denson.
Good shot there.
He went away from any double team, spinning quickly to the middle. Once he gets that first one in, maybe he'll get comfortable. Nice. That's a very smooth play for the left-handed Elijah Matthews to go right like that. Just nice and easy.
2 minutes and 50 seconds left here in the first period. Long three. Royal comes down with the rebound. A little too hard on the push there. And that'll be Blackwell's first foul.
So you got 12 on 12. And again, Thomas is such a tank, even though he's a little shorter than Blackwell.
Yep.
And Blackwell had two hands on him. Blackwell's got to try to be able to body him up without putting two hands on his back like that. But neither team close to the bonus yet. So we got 2:16 to go and counting. See that again.
He made that. Adrian Randall drives it in. Foul there on Bryson Blackwell again. That is his second foul.
It's actually Jordan Hawkins. And that was Toonie Bicehouse's free throws and a triple H screen printing replay. And again, for Carl Albert, it's a second chance basket. So Midwest City's going to go with Kenyon Brown here. 6'6", and he has got to steady them on defense. That's going to be his most important task. A bit of a wild pass. Brown tried to find Demarion Jones, and it was just not an accurate pass. It's a pass he should be able to make. And Elijah, you know he's going to be comfortable going to his left.
Yep. 1 minute and 15 seconds left. And Elijah
Technical.
Matthews, he actually takes the personal, and then he's going to pick up the technical.
Now, it wasn't going to be free throws for Midwest City, so we'll be interested to see how they sort this out, although if it's on.
Well, it's going to put him.
Maybe it's a double technical. We had a double technical in the last Carl Albert game. It involved Brandon Rogers, interestingly enough.
Austin Johnson's going to come back in.
With 2 fouls.
With 2 fouls. He's going to take the place of Brandon Rogers.
And they haven't announced the technical, so I'm not sure what happened there, but I thought I saw the motion for that.
Oh, he gave the motion.
I'm going to call Kenyon Brown from the back as Deshaun Denson, I believe he's 0 for 3 from three-point range, so he's not gotten going. And that should not yet be free throws, but I think that, well, now it will be. I didn't catch the 4th foul in Midwest City, but that's why you hate those loose ball fouls, because you're trying to score and then you commit one, and now you put the other team at the free throw line for some Toonie Bicehouse's free throws.
I've got 5 fouls on both teams. The clock doesn't show that, but I'm pretty sure that's where we are at this point.
It now has 5 for Midwest City. I thought they were at one less, but I lost track of one.
Yeah, it's 5 for Midwest City now.
So LeBron Royal shooting free throws now. He's had an adventure from the free throw line, but he makes the first one. So it's going to be interesting. Kenyon Brown trying to box out the shorter but very strong Dorian Thomas, because you're not going to assume if you're Carl Albert this free throw's going in.
Denson walked that all the way in. He's going to pick up the foul.
Now, when these teams last played in early March for an area consolation game, that was the big storyline, was Deshaun Denson getting the foul line early and often, and he will definitely try to do that. He's already taken 3 threes and missed them. At least in the games that I've seen from Midwest City, he has not shot great from three-point range. It's kind of his trademark heading into the season.
Jordan Hawkins, that foul was called on him. That's his first.
But talking a little bit more about Deshaun Denson, he's averaging, according to his max preps, 29 points a game. Great scoring average for a high schooler. And he does a lot of that by, when he's not hitting his jump shots, getting to the foul line.
Hawkins comes off the floor. Rogers goes on. Austin Johnson comes back on with 2 fouls. Thomas goes right in the paint, drops one in.
And that's the type of shot he was making against Piper that we didn't really see the year before. He has really gotten better on offense.
3-ball.
Boy, they needed
Randall.
that.
Bobby Lewis Insurance 3-point sponsor.
He's guarding.
21 seconds left here in the first.
He's guarding Thomas on the other end. Midwest City has to help if Carl Albert throws the ball into him. I'm going to call Kenyon Brown for – it's 2 bad fouls on Kenyon. You just have to know when your team is in the bonus, you just can't be too handsy like that. And LeBron Royal will be shooting more free throws, so that's a couple of fouls on Kenyon.
LeBron Royal, he makes the first of 2. And we're sorry for the technical difficulty there. We're back with you now. This is LeBron Royal's second shot. And he misses that second one.
It's going to be over the back on Carl Albert, yeah.
That's a foul on Darian Thomas, his first. And that's going to put somebody on the line because they're in the bonus.
every free throw opportunity for Midwest City is going to get magnified right now until they get their offense going, if they do. But that's where, again, you want to be aware when you're in the penalty like the Titans were. If you're Thomas, you do not want to commit that foul. So you want to crash the offensive glass, though. You just have to know when you can go for that ball and when you're boxed out well enough where it's a big risk.
Coming on the floor for the Titans is Gibson Johnson. He's a freshman. And at the line, Anthony Dixon. And he misses both. 8 seconds. Elijah's going to put one up. No good. And that's the end of the first quarter where the Titans lead 20-9.
All right, we'll take a quick break. You're watching Mid-Dell Basketball on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Your home isn't just where you live, it's where you thrive. Elevate it with a roof that reflects your standards. At Cantrell Roofing, we deliver efficiency and high-quality installations. Our A-plus BBB certified team performs the highest level of craftsmanship, and our in-house insurance adjuster handles claims fast and stress-free. Backed by 30 years of experience, our 5-star Google rating reflects the trust we've earned. The better your roof is built, the better it holds up in the Oklahoma weather. Remember, got hail? Call Cantrell.
All right, welcome back to Mid-Dell Basketball on the Oklahoma Sports Network. It's the second quarter, which means it's going to be brought to you by, Bail Bonds by Tamara. We thank her for sponsoring Mid-Dell Basketball this year. Crawford with a 20-9 lead, and Midwest City has really struggled on offense on just about every facet here. Looks like they're going back with their starting lineup.
Just seem to be a little out of sorts, and it's like they're playing individually. They're not playing as a team, and I think that's what the coach has actually been talking to them about.
Well, they'll try to spread the other team out, and then we'll go one-on-one a lot. And Ryan Holloway, now that was on the pass, obviously, so will not be free throws.
That foul goes to Elijah Matthews.
You see, though, the Titans defended that pretty well. They just thought Elijah was a bit too physical. You got two football players there. A lot of football players in this game.
Yes,
for both sides. For Carl Albert, I remember some years they depended a lot on some football players and other years not so much. This is one of the years where they do. But they've all come over, in spite of playing the maximum 14 games like they always play, they've all come over pretty healthy. Talking about Royal and Matthews and Austin Johnson and Thomas. And we haven't seen Webster yet, but we probably will soon. Now they're defending the dribble drive so well as Carl Albert. But maybe a little bit too handsy, though, because they're going to have two fouls this trip. That could become a problem later. It's still kind of early, though.
That's foul on Royal. That's his first. Second team foul for the Titans.
There we go. Let's see that again. That's what Middle City wants to do. They want to be able to dribble drive, and when the defense converges, somehow find a cutter. And that was an excellent pass by Adrian Randall.
Yep, that's going to bring Elijah Matthews off the floor. And that's too many fouls for the beginning of the second quarter.
That is amazing, Kirk. A trip for Midwest City that draws 3 fouls.
Yep.
That could definitely become a storyline this quarter. Bombers have not really tried to do a full-throated press here, but they are going to extend their defense here. And now they're going to throw a trap at Rogers. And that's why you do that. Let's see if Middle City can finish. Oh, they had 2 chances at it. It's good. That was good transition defense for the Titans, and look what it leads to. Oh, never mind. Things are getting wild here, Kirk.
Yep.
And now a fourth foul for Carl
Start
Albert.
running. And that one's going to be on Darian Thomas. That'll be his second.
And you can tell Carl Albert wants to be a physical, man-to-man defensive team, and that there's a risk that comes with that. Coach Price is going to lobby one of the refs about that. One more foul, and they're shooting free throws. Now is that on?
That is going to be on number 11. Yeah, that's Caleb Stevens. That's his second. But that is the first team foul for the Bombers. The Titans already have 4. One more goes to the bonus.
Let's see if the Bombers trap again when Hawkins crossed the timeline. They do not.
And it looks like the referees are going to take this over a little bit.
I agree. They're calling a lot of hand
all
checks.
of a sudden they started just getting every hand touch. And, maybe that's important.
Well, we have to consider, is there chirping going on? We don't really see it.
Oh, I guarantee you there's chirping going on.
And that will make the refs want to call it tight.
Yep.
So who's going to adjust better? Just got to try to play defense without your hands on your opponent. Really good contest. Can Stevens finish? Well, no call there. They've had this. The lid's been on the basket for Midwest City, but Stevens has got to finish that with his left hand.
On the floor there.
They're reaching on Randall, so fouls are evening out. We could see a lot of Toonie Bicehouse's free throws this quarter.
Anthony Dixon, that's his first. 3 fouls now for the Bombers.
Well, they've had they want to run, obviously, and they have not been able to finish. And they've had 3 shots in the paint missed. Another foul now.
Yep, he's reaching around there. And that's on number 13. That's Anthony Dixon. That's his second.
I just don't think he matches up well with LeBron Royal. And we're going to see Aiden Sutton. Now Sutton has a big enough body to hang with Royal as long as he is effectively physical, but he doesn't have to use his hands as much. Like, that's good. It's a deflection, but you saw where the Royal caught that pass. And that gives Midwest City a chance to double team if they want. They can't let Royal or whoever else is posting up catch it really close to the basket.
5:48 left in the second.
We got a foul or jump ball here.
Got a jump ball.
To stay with Carl Albert.
Yep.
You got to be careful when the ball's on the ground like that. You just jump on a player, and all of a sudden you have the 5th foul, and you're sending, in this situation, your opponent to the free throw line. Both teams have 4, Kirk. We haven't played half the quarter yet.
That's right.
So, again, it's all about adjusting, adapting to how the refs are calling this game. Now, can Denson finish here? Yes, and the reason why
he can.
He is so good with his offhand. He's so comfortable going full speed. He doesn't miss layups very often. His teammates have more trouble with that.
Foul there on number 22. That's Aiden Sutton. That's his first.
So that's going to be free throws for Carl Albert. I was about to say Austin Johnson, but that's his lookalike. Gibson Johnson. God dang.
Nope, it's back on.
It's back on. They're not related, by the way, I believe. Is what Coach Price told me, Kirk. The Johnsons are not related.
No, they are not.
They just look like it from a distance.
Yep.
But then again, I felt that way about last year about Austin Johnson and Rex Reynolds, who has since moved to Ada.
But this is Austin at the line.
All right, Jordan, you got me?
Yeah, Gordy, go ahead.
All right, I'm for our second part of the interview with the great Coach Lenny Hatchett. Just a few questions for you, Coach. So, about this new coach, so how does your coaching background you better support coaches and student athletes now?
You know, it taught me a lot about relationships, building relationships with not only your players but other coaches. You know, the network, we've got a small network in coaches, and we always rely on each other. We always depend on each other. And there's always times when we need each other, you know. And I think that's one thing that I've taken away from the game that's always been going to be able to benefit me into my new role is always developing those relationships and valuing those relationships, because those aren't guaranteed.
So what's your main focus in this new role, Coach?
You know, my new focus is just to expand, you know, high school basketball to the best that it can be in Oklahoma. You know, I want to put Oklahoma basketball where we can continue to keep it on the map. We got great players and unbelievable coaches that come out of this state. Get colleges here that are going to recruit our kids here and just do what we can just to give these kids and these coaches the best experience they can in high school basketball.
So, Coach, what do you miss most about being on the sideline?
I think the one thing I miss is just, you know, the intensity, the competition. You know, when you grow up as competing in a household that we had, you know, you don't like to lose. So the competition was always, you know, fueled me. But just the togetherness and the unity that we always had after wins and losses in that locker room with those teams and my coaches, and watching them succeed before and after their years are over.
Totally understand. So last question, what excites you the most about this next chapter in your life?
You know, that's a good question. And I think there's a lot of things that are going to be exciting about this job. I work with a great staff. Opportunities, you know, there's going to be so many opportunities that we're going to be able to utilize to help our coaches and these athletes in the future that I'm excited about. And I think that's one of the things that really pushes me the most.
I think you're going to do a great job for OSSAA, and I really appreciate your time, Coach.
Man, I appreciate you.
Oh, no problem. Good luck. Right, thank you, Coach. All right, back to you guys, Jordan.
All right, thanks, Gordy. I expect just a matter of time before Coach Hatchett will coach again. He probably wants to take next year off for sure to see Malia as a senior. Meanwhile, for Midwest City, they're not even in free throws. 1 of 4 in spite of the fouls they've been able to draw. And you don't see Deshaun Denson miss many, and you don't see Randall go 0 for 2. They just have had a tough shooting night.
Austin Johnson drives that down. Bobby Lewis Insurance.
Now, Austin Johnson can score in so many different ways. Nice response by Caleb Stevens. They just need to stay. They just need to hang around as Midwest City. If they can hang around, they can go to halftime and at least feel like they have a chance to go on a quick run at some point. But it's going to be hard to do that right now with the penalty situation.
.347 left before half.
What a pass.
Midwest City takes it all the way down the floor. Jax Wilkerson with the rebound. I don't know if you can see it on the screen, but Jax Wilkerson is 6'5", or 6'7", they've got him listed at, and he's a freshman.
Yeah, that's the thing I always talk about. How's that a freshman?
Yeah.
As he draws a foul. So you saw Sutton miss a layup. It's similar to what happened with the Carlsbad girls, but it's probably a little worse now for Midwest City boys. They are not finishing in the paint.
That's the second foul on Sutton. 5th team foul for the Bombers.
Now, this is when you want to use Kenyon Brown when Jax Wilkerson's in, because Kenyon's got the closest to him as far as size. But Kenyon, again, he's looking rusty still for Midwest City with a turnover and a couple of bad fouls in the first quarter, so I don't know if he'll come back in this game.
Jax makes 1 of 2.
That's just a good job for Denson to use the space he has. It wasn't much space, but he has the length, and he's got such good footwork. Not sure how he got open underneath it, Wilkerson, but he finished.
Dropped it in.
Now, is that maybe a foul on Midwest City? The 3 should count. It is on the scoreboard. Bobby Lewis 3. But there may have been a foul on the screen after, and Randall is motioning for a tech. I don't know why he's doing that.
It's getting a little chippy down here, Jordan.
Yeah, I mean, of course, there could be some tension. I remember when I was an assistant coach at Midwest City, and we went up against one of our former players, and it was a very chippy game, the first game.
Okay, so that was on Aiden Sutton. That is his 3rd.
Yeah, that may lead us to see Kenyon Brown soon. And you hate that foul for Midwest City because, again, you're in the penalty. So, like I said, it's about adapting. Look out, Jordan Hawkins. He wants to be boxed out by Denson. So wherever Denson goes, Hawkins follows him. If I'm Ryan Holloway, number 1 there, I might try to help out. Doesn't matter. Thing about Randall, though, it's a little tense with him and his former teammates. He's the only one making 3s for Midwest City. He's made a couple. So he's got to stay involved in this game. What a move. Denson's not making his 3s, so he's contributing in other ways. He's had a really good second quarter. There's Midwest City at their best. Can they finish here, though? No, they are not finishing in transition. It's amazing. We have a timeout, I think. Look at Coach Price. Look how far out he gets. He is not happy, but I'm not sure who he's unhappy with. The ref or one of his players.
You think he's unhappy with the ref because he was yelling at the ref that was standing right in front of him, and the guy at the baseline was the one that actually called the timeout.
Well, you're Midwest City. You have a chance to get within 4, considering where this game was
right
the first quarter. And then you got Deshaun Denson missing. And I think the problem for them is, and they may be a little too juiced for this game, as we have a 30-second timeout, but they're going almost too fast. And sometimes you'll miss layups in transition when you're just running at full speed. You got to be able to have enough body control to slow down, and so you can lay that ball up softly off the glass.
2 minutes left here in the half. The Titans lead 30-24 over the Bombers at this point, and the Bombers have just been chipping away at that score.
And again, for this quarter, fouls are so important here. So you can see Kenyon Brown. He's not in the camera view, but him and Jax Wilkerson. That's a lot of height right there. Who can get the edge as far as fouls go? See Austin Johnson over dribbled there, but he found the right guy. That's a really good pass for Austin Johnson after struggling, finding Jax Wilkerson underneath, which you always want to look underneath that when you have Jax Wilkerson in the game like that. What a no. Deshaun Denson.
Beautiful job.
He's not hitting 3s. I'll mention that a few times. He's doing everything else. You see that elbow there?
Yep.
That Gibson Johnson, who has now the record as a freshman for Carl Albert for most 3s made in the game. He hits the Bobby Lewis 3 there. And so Randall there gets fouled on the floor.
A foul there, and that's on Brandon Rogers. That's his 2nd.
Again, they are missing so many chances to get this game closer as Midwest City at the foul line and in the paint. Randall has got to make these, and he's got to make sure he doesn't let things get too personal for him.
First one's good.
And he's been the second best player for Midwest City tonight.
Yep.
Well, he made both, so what will Midwest City do as far as the press goes? And they are going to eventually trap here. They're just waiting for the ball to get to a certain spot. Boy,
Yeah,
well, that's Rogers. I'm sorry, but that.
Yep, that's Rogers.
You know, when he gets called for a foul he doesn't like, he'll respond with a made three. That's a great attribute to have. This is where it's tough to play Jax Wilkerson because he's so big. He can't get away with as much in a game that's called like this.
Yep, that's his first personal. Both teams in the bonus. 38 seconds left here in the half. Nope.
Yeah, I think he's 2 for 5 now because Randall missed his first 2. By making the second, again, what type of defense will the Bombers have? Carl Albert's gotten better against it. They have gotten used to the team speed for the Bombers. They've had a couple really good half-court possessions the last 2. Well, the Carl crowd loves that because it gives them a 12-point lead, but also Randall falling down twice with no calls. And we got more jawing. You can see Austin Johnson he's got something to say to Randall. This is a lot of intensity. That's why the crowd's so loud too, though. That's the give and take with that.
Looks like we might have 2 techs going into the half.
Yeah, we may have to sort that out, Gordy, if we can. With the way that ended, we may not get an interview with Midwest City.
I don't think so.
I got him.
Okay.
I'm quick. I'm fast.
He is quick, Gordy Jones. All right, Gordy, whenever you're
ready.
Go
ahead.
Thanks, Coach. Coach, appreciate your time. Thank you so much. Got off to a little bit of a rough start, but like I said, Midwest City has managed to creep back into this game. So, Coach, what do you need to do to get better in the second half?
You got to take care of the ball. We got to move without the ball. We got to score. We got opportunity to score the basketball. It's that simple.
Right. So, what adjustments do you plan on making in the second half?
We got to be physical. They out toughen us right now. It's that simple. We got to be more physical. The more physical team is winning right now. So
right.
We'll be okay.
All right, you'll get good.
All right, thanks, Gordy. And let's go and take a quick break. And finally, we'll take a break here as it's a 41-29 Carl Albert lead at halftime on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Your home isn't just where you live, it's where you thrive. Elevate it with a roof that reflects your standards. At Cantrell Roofing, we deliver efficiency and high-quality installations. Our A-plus BBB certified team performs the highest level of craftsmanship, and our in-house insurance adjuster handles claims fast and stress-free. Backed by 30 years of experience, our 5-star Google rating reflects the trust we've earned. The better your roof is built, the better it holds up in the Oklahoma weather. Remember, got hail? Call Cantrell.
All right, welcome back to Middale basketball at half. Carl Albert hitting a flurry of threes late in the second quarter as a 12-point lead on the Bombers. Let's talk to Carl Albert head coach Jay Price with Gordy Jones. Gordy, whenever you're ready.
All right, thanks, Jordan. Here with Coach Price. Coach Price, what was the key to the strong finish before the half?
Oh, just once they got a little run, our guys didn't panic. They were able to handle some of that pressure, find some open guys, hit some open shots. You know, when you play against that kind of pressure, you better take the shots you get, you better knock them down because you're not going to get very many. And I think that was the difference. We had a couple of big shots there at the end, really helped us out.
So what was the emphasis for your team coming out in this third quarter, sir?
We got to keep that same energy defensively. I thought we did a really good job starting the game defensively, and we got to continue that without fouling and keeping them off the free throw line.
Yes, sir. Good luck, Coach.
Thank you.
Thank you. Back to you, Jordan.
All right, thanks, Gordy. So also on the Oklahoma Sports Network, Newcastle with a 12-point lead against Del City at halftime. Del City with only 15 points.
Ooh.
So that's a very low-scoring game. We're expecting a lower-scoring game. And so it's interesting there, Kirk, about this game. Again, these teams play again on February 17th. So for Midwest City, I'm not saying the game's over. Of course, it's only at halftime.
No.
But anything they can do to close the gap could help them. And I know there'll be a very different type of focus on February 17th when these teams play again.
Well, it's been a very hard-fought game, and obviously, just crosstown rivals here. I mean, there's a lot of emotion. These guys have grown up playing with each other and playing against each other for years, so they all know each other. Very interesting watching down on the foul line, and it was actually fun to see Jordan Hawkins and Deshaun Denson down there cutting up with each other and slapping each other around, just enjoying the time that they had on the floor. Two great competitors coming after each other. 41-29, not necessarily representative of how hard Midwest City has played. And again, you talked about it earlier. The shots just haven't fallen. They've been there. The shots just haven't fallen. Midwest City will get the ball coming out of the half.
Yeah, again, we got Rogers on Denson. And the thing about Jordan and Rogers and Deshaun, they're all seniors, so it's good that they just enjoy this as their last season.
Yep. A little bit of foul trouble for Carl Albert. Elijah Matthews and Darian Thomas both have 3 fouls. Denson goes up, and Austin Johnson comes down with the rebound.
It's good defense for Rogers because he forced Denson to fade away.
Yep.
And meanwhile, two guys that were chirping at each other, guarding each other. Randall's guarding Austin Johnson, and I would take Randall in the paint if I was Austin.
Only one person on Midwest City's team with 3 fouls, and that would be Aiden Sutton.
And is that a jump ball or foul on Austin Johnson because he did go over the back. He may have 3. Do you have Austin's total?
Did they call it on Johnson?
I think they did.
Okay, then that'll be 3 for him.
That'll be something to keep an eye on. He is one of their most versatile offensive players.
A little drag of the foot there.
Brandon Rogers, again, he's been locked in these first 2 possessions on defense.
Cross court to Johnson.
Nope. This time Randall does draw the foul.
And that was on LeBron Royal, right?
Yes. These seniors for
That'll
Carl
be
Albert.
His second.
Every time Randall draws a foul on them, they got to be a little disappointed, because it seems like, at least to them, Randall's probably trying to bait the refs on stuff. But I think that was a legit call. Oh, Stevens.
Dropped that one.
Bobby Lewis 3. If Caleb Stevens gets going, that's a big bonus, and that's a travel.
I think that the officials decided, we're going to go ahead and call this tight and keep control of it, especially after what happened right at the end of the half.
Yes, they're going to keep doing that.
So, I think they should. I think that's the way you control a game like this.
So, again, it comes down to adapting.
Yep.
And both these teams have a lot of seniors. For Midwest City, they're almost entirely seniors, with a couple of exceptions as far as the rotation guys go. Well, that's a nice move. Caleb Stevens, he can take over. No, I wouldn't get too excited yet. His team's still down 7, but he may be on one right now. The Bombers running. They can really get close here. Wow. You see that again, our Triple H screen printing instant replay, but Caleb Stevens is a man possessed right now.
And that's 4 on Austin Johnson, if my numbers are right. 3 fouls on Carl Albert, 3 team fouls. No fouls for the Bombers.
It's similar to what happened in the second quarter, except now the Bombers were not taking advantage in the second quarter of some of their transition opportunities. They were not finishing, and that has changed here. They are now finishing thanks to Caleb Stevens.
And that's going to pull Johnson out and put Darian Thomas in. He also has 3 fouls.
Yeah, and the problem with Darian Thomas in this game, because, again, of his strength, and he's still a bit raw as a basketball player, is sometimes he can easily draw or commit a foul.
Yep.
So Randall's guarding him. Well, Rogers tried to do probably too much there. And he knew the Bombers had another run in them, and this is a good timeout by Coach Price.
Coach Price.
So we'll take a quick break here. This is a full timeout on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Last year, 35% of all auto accident deaths were rolling.
This is why you need our number in your phone. This could be you.
All right, welcome back to Middale Basketball on the Oklahoma Sports Network. 8 straight points scored by Midwest City. We should probably mention that, Kirk, we're on the Midwest City side.
Yep.
We're on the visitor side. And we already have some chirping between the fans of both teams, which I love.
Absolutely.
And I love that part. And I just don't want any players jawing at each other, getting technicals.
It's high school basketball.
Yeah.
It's the way it ought to be.
Yes, so this makes me more excited for the rematch. And again, if you keep this game close, even if you lose, you have a chance to win the district the next game.
Absolutely.
By topping the scoring margin. Now we should add some caveats for the boys that I don't think apply on the girls' side. We'll talk about that later. But Midwest City can get within 2 or 1.
Yeah, you can't stop and pick that up.
He picked it up, yeah. You could have called a double dribble. The ref signaled to travel, but either way, it's definitely a turnover. I was expecting the Carl Albert crowd to yell, "You can't do that." Oh, again, just not take care of the ball for Carl Albert. Yeah. Dixon's got to use the backboard on that.
Yep, this is the time when Carl Albert's got to settle in, run their offense.
That was a good shot. That is the type of shot Jordan Hawkins will make a lot. Just rimmed it out there. And Denson cannot buy a 3. He got a good block there, but there was a foul on the shot. It may not be Denson, though. It may be on Dixon.
Yep, looks like it was on number 13. That's Dixon. That's his 3rd.
That's an important transition opportunity for Carl Albert, as they have looked very out of sorts on offense. So that's one of the best ways to respond. If you can get out in transition, you got a player like Elijah Matthews going downhill. And get the needed 2 points because they have not scored this quarter yet. At least get to the free throw line. I shouldn't say Matthew, that's Royal. Never mind.
Right.
It's getting them mixed up. So again, with Royal, it's a bit of adventure from the free throw line.
Yep, he made 1 of 2 earlier.
Yeah. So you got Thomas and Rogers for Carl Albert boxing out. We'll see how hard they box out because you cannot assume a make with LeBron. Unfortunately, he's just not a great free throw shooter at this point. Yeah, Thomas made that tough, but Mississippi got the ball somehow.
Gibson Johnson is back at the scorer's table. Looks like he's going to come in on the next break.
Oh, wow.
There we go.
Carl Albert, you know when Denson has the ball, you got to all be alert. I'm surprised the help defense wasn't better. That drives Coach Price nuts.
Two-point game.
Yep, Titans still looking for the first points this quarter.
Coming into the game is Gibson Johnson and also Jackson Webster.
First appearance for Jackson this game. Very good defensive player. You know, what's interesting, Kirk, when you have this type of rivalry and you have teams so close together, you're the home team in Carl Albert, but you're closer to the Midwest City fans.
Right.
On your bench. And that's like that at most high school gyms, which I always found kind of interesting. Well, Kenyon Brown, just, again, out of sorts for him. What a spin move.
Nice spin move there by Darian Thomas.
Boy, what a weird – I don't know how to describe that, Kirk. That was just that was a weird possession that Midwest City usually would miss the shot, but this time they made it. It's a good recovery there for Kenyon Brown. That's his best play so far, as he's had a bit of a rough game. And Midwest City can tie here. It's unbelievable. Or take the lead.
Wow. And he does. He takes the lead. First lead for Midwest City in the game. 2 minutes left here in the third quarter.
Just 2 points for the Titans. Oh, an illegal screen, and Adrian Randall is a very happy guy right now. Well, who's going to stay composed? Who's going to use their emotions for good and not let it get the better of them? That's going to be a big part of this story for these teams. What a big win this could be for Adrian Randall, and if he comes on his former floor and can get a W. Still such a long way to go. Well, that time the refs let him play, and Denson couldn't even get to the rim. Good defense by Brandon Rogers. That's why he guards Deshaun Denson a lot of times.
And we go back.
He will hit timely threes, will Brandon Rogers. And any basket they make here is very timely, as they only have 5 points now this quarter, but a nice sign for Carl Albert. And more good defense. What a read there for Brandon. Instead of staying with Denson, he knew Kenyon was rolling.
Foul there on number 32. That's Kenyon Brown. That's his third.
Yeah, they're running out of fouls for their big guys as Midwest City. They're going to bring, I think, Aiden Sutton back in. He's got foul trouble, though. And this is what Carl Albert, this is when they were at their best the first quarter. They were getting offensive rebounds. they're getting in the paint. And Elijah Matthews is one of those players who can really make things happen. You know, the Bombers spent a lot of energy to get that 1-point lead. They got to be kind of worn out. So it does feel like the Titans are definitely due for a run here, and they go on a 5-0 run.
Less than a minute left here in the third. A little bit of pressure by the Titans. And a turnover.
Yeah, and what worked out well about that is you're pressuring a guard there in Bryson Blackwell, who hasn't been playing much this game and just isn't used to it, so he's going to come out now. But that's the right guy to pressure. Pressure someone off the bench who doesn't get a ton of minutes and may not see a lot of pressure.
.35 seconds. And a turnover.
Can they convert? Wow, what a finish by Randall. Right over Rogers. And then we got not a technical call. Is that a foul or a warning or something?
It looks like they called a foul on Aiden Sutton. It looked like he was calling number 22.
They're not announcing it, though.
Neither team in the bonus.
Yeah, they've been some type of warning.
5 seconds. Goes to the middle, up to Jax.
What a play by
He drops
Thomas.
it in. And the Titans pull back ahead and go on top. 46-50 at this point.
All right, well, this is going to be an interesting fourth quarter, Kirk.
Absolutely.
Let's take a quick break. Fourth quarter action on the way. We thank Patrick Newby for State Farm for sponsoring the third quarter. Scan that QR code if you can and get a free quote from Patrick Newby. All right, we'll be right back with Mid-Dell Basketball on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Isn't just where you live, it's where you thrive. Elevate it with a roof that reflects your standards. At Cantrell Roofing, we deliver efficiency and high-quality installations. Our A-plus BBB certified team performs the highest level of craftsmanship, and our in-house insurance adjuster handles claims fast and stress-free. Backed by 30 years of experience, our 5-star Google rating reflects the trust we've earned. The better your roof is built, the better it holds up in the Oklahoma weather. Remember, got hail? Call Cantrell.
All right, welcome back to Mid-Dell Basketball on the Oklahoma Sports Network. This fourth quarter coming your way is brought to you by Titan Storage, also a football sponsor for Carl Albert. Titan Secure Storage is proud to be tonight's quarter sponsor. Ask a veteran and operator-owned business in East Oklahoma City. It's our honor and responsibility to serve our community with care and lots of discount options. Titan Storage. And the Titans looking to take a 6-point lead, or 7. Jax. And he just dwarfs the biggest bomber out there, which is Aiden Sutton. And that is part of why Carl Albert has the lead right now. They've been the better team on the offensive glass. They're the bigger team, so that's what they should be doing.
Right. Jax went 1 of 2 previously.
Now, one of the interesting things, Kirk, is the caveat I was talking about, both teams still have to play Lawton. And on the girls' side, There's not a team like Lawton High where you figure either Carl Albert girls or Midwest City girls are susceptible for a loss. But Lawton High on the boys' side is definitely good enough to beat Carl Albert at Midwest City. And Carl Albert will have their first crack at him this Tuesday. And Gordy Jones and I should be making that trip actually down to Lawton to call the Carl Albert Lawton High game. Well, Ryan was very late on that pass. Looks like the Titans have stabilized things. Ryan Holloway saw that back door. There's really no room to make it at all, but he made that pass so late, and Elijah Matthews read it well.
Gibson Johnson knocks the ball out of bounds.
Nice cut by Stevens, but there's too much. What a play by Jax Wilkerson. Too much congestion in the paint. And Caleb Stevens, furious start to the third quarter. We haven't called his name much in the fourth quarter.
They're just pushing that ball down to Jax. He's looking for it.
Oh, tough break there. They're about to go up 9. And it's the first foul on Carl Albert, but
second foul on Jax Wilkerson.
It's a foul you could have avoided, but he just couldn't finish. Well, we've seen both teams have trouble with that.
All right, Jordan, you got me?
Yes.
All right, I'm down here with the greats. Coach Mike Dunn, football coach of the Carl Albert reigning state champion. Coach, first question. You've been in Rock.
Means a lot, and especially with basketball, we don't get enough of these kind of games anymore. With the district play, you get these very few and far between. So, and I've enjoyed this. It's awesome. Great crowd. Midwest City and Carl Albert at its finest.
Coach, you got here for Carl Albert and for the program. Having a big game like this, what does it mean for the school?
It means everything, especially when you get both crowds. You get both student sections come out and they show up, they're loud, everybody's proud. I mean, it's great for the community as a whole and our district.
Coach, you got a lot of football team right here. Of course, like I said, coming off a state championship, hand them over to Coach Price. What do you have to say about Coach Price and his work that he's done with these boys?
Here's what I know. When those guys come back over here, it's getting the same expectation program as it is for football. So, I love sending our guys out into our sports with our coaches, but especially Coach Price, because I know he's going to be speaking championship standards to those guys for 4 months, and that's a big deal.
Right. You're a busy man, Coach. So what's the offseason like for you this year?
Well, kids are working hard. We started, and kids got started rolling, and for all these next year, and so it's been a lot of fun already. Kids are getting after it.
I know you're excited, and I know we're excited too, Coach. Really want to thank you for your time, and congratulations again for the Coach of the Year and the state championship, Coach. Thank you so much, Coach Dunn. All right, thank you. All right, back to you guys.
Back to a 3-point game now.
And one of the things that happened during that interview was, Jordan Hawkins, he couldn't finish. Didn't see where the foul was exactly.
I didn't either, but I think they're going to call it. Yep. On Anthony Dixon, that's his 4th.
He made the basket just a moment ago for Midwest City. Before that, we saw a goaltending on Jax Wilkerson where he barely jumped.
Yeah.
It was close. But the ball was on the rim, and I guess they'll say it may have been out. He may have actually pulled on the net.
He touched the net, yeah.
Midwest City would have scored anyways. They had the offensive rebound, the putback, but that was not a call you see every day. Not too many players can do that.
Hawkins at the line for Toonie Buys Houses. First one's good.
He's been quiet. Jordan Hawkins has not asserted himself like we've seen in the past. He can definitely line him up with the best of them. But maybe that baseline drive, that was a good baseline drive. He had the opening. Maybe that'll get him going.
Long three.
Again, the steal and the score, that wasn't really so much great quickness as, this is a big deal here for Midwest City.
I think he's got a cramp.
Yeah, Caleb Stevens down. And if it's a cramp earlier in the game, Kirk, not as big of a deal, but with 5 minutes to go.
Right.
You want him back in as soon as you can get him, and sometimes those cramps can take a while. We have a trainer out right now. Both teams have, Carlwood's got 3 timeouts left. The Bombers have 4, and you may want to use a timeout here. Now, there'll be an injury timeout. It'll come out of the game, will Caleb Stevens, but you may want to use a regular timeout to buy him some time because you need Caleb Stevens back in. He's very important to this team as someone who can create a shot and finish in traffic and take a lot of pressure off Deshaun Denson. We had a cramp in the girls' game. Audrey,
yep.
Oh, it was Jakari Brown.
Jakari Brown.
So maybe it's a bad omen to have a cramp here.
4:48 left in the game. 3-point lead for the Titans.
Seen Crowder commit to be real patient here.
Yep.
Daring Midwest City to start to play up on him, force some 5 counts, maybe trap. Wow, Brandon Rogers,
he has been the guy.
He has the right time to score.
If the game ends up the way it is,
yeah,
he's the guy that I'm talking to.
Just feels like every one of his threes were very timely.
Yep, absolutely.
Now you can really think clock here, and you can see.
Yep, 3:45, 6-point lead.
Will Midwest City start to trap or find some way to extend their defense?
No.
Oh, man, Holloway's got to
That was just a hustle play right there.
Ryan Holloway's not had a great half taking care of the ball. For Midwest City, can they get Caleb Stevens back in, or is he still getting to him?
Well, he is a lot of their defense.
Yeah.
Nice turnaround.
Just like that.
Darian Thomas.
And Midwest City may need to call a timeout.
They're going to call a foul there on Brandon Rogers.
And Caleb Stevens will come back in. But a lot of time elapsed since he was off the floor, and it did not go well for Midwest City.
Denson on the line, shooting 2. Tooney buys houses. First 3 free throws good. 9-point game.
Well, I found out, Kirk, from Coach Ritchie. So this next week for Carl Albert, they go to Lawton on Tuesday. They're going to reschedule the Guyman trip for Thursday.
Oh, seriously?
Seriously. And then they got to turn around and play the next day at Guthrie. Or not at Guthrie. I think it's a home game against Guthrie. But still just playing the next day no matter what. It's 3 games in 4 days. Playing a basketball game after the Guyman trip, that's rough.
Jay Price, this is the second time now that he's had to go down to the baseline to get the timeout called.
All right, so I think it's another 30-second timeout.
2:35 left, 9-point lead for the Titans.
So, again, we talked about this a few times. Can you at least whittle that margin for Midwest City? Now, you want to win, and there's still time for that.
Right.
But if you're going to lose, make it as close as you can, and you can have a goal then if both teams win out. Now, again, Lawton High has something to say about that. And Lawton High will play Carl Albert Tuesday of next week as part of the first of 3 games in 4 days for Carl Albert. And they come to Midwest City the following Tuesday. We're going to have that game on the network as well. But if the Bombers can survive that stretch, then they could be within range to catch up with Carl Albert. And you do want to win this district, by the way. You want to be the 1 seed if you can.
2 timeouts left for the Titans. 4 for the Bombers.
Well, Kirk, we may have to rethink player of the game. Maybe give it to 2 guys because Darian Thomas.
Yep. He's come in here just in the last few minutes and really turned it around.
I think for me, it started with him making a great pass to Jax Wilkerson late in the third quarter.
Yep.
Just having the sense of how much time is left.
Holloway comes off the floor. Blackwell goes on the floor. Aiden Sutton just picked up his 4th. .2:15 and counting.
Not much time, so Dinson's got to create something here.
Yeah, got that little block there by LeBron Royal.
So we've seen in this game, Dinson
that'll be his 3rd.
Missed 2 free throws, which is amazing, even though it's just 2. But you don't expect him to miss any. And then for Caleb Stevens here, he's going to shoot Toonie Bice's free throws. You need to make both, not just for the scoreboard. You want to set up your defense. You want to make that second free throw to set up your defense. Boy, it's been a tough shooting day for Midwest City. They had that third quarter was awesome, especially the first maybe 3/4 of that third quarter. They eventually got up by 1, and just spent a lot of energy to get up by 1.
Makes the second. Got a timeout here for Midwest City.
And
full timeout.
So we'll take a break here on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
At Tommy's Express Car Wash, we know how to love your ride. Try the Works Wash with our signature 14-step cleaning process, engineered to shine and shield your car from the elements. From breaking down dirt and bugs with our Detox Pre-Wash to restoring your vehicle's finish with our ceramic body wax. Give your car the best with our Top Wash. Then complete the clean with free vacuums and mat washers. Download our app and get your first 30 days of the Works for free. Tommy's Express. Love your ride.
All right, welcome back to the Titan Storage fourth quarter on the Oklahoma Sports Network, and it's been a Titan-dominated fourth quarter after Midwest City made a furious comeback in the third quarter. At one point up by 1, and Carl Albert has stretched the lead back up. 2:04 to go. Good press break by Carl Albert.
Absolutely.
So Midwest City needs to keep trapping. They got to make Carl Albert do something faster.
155. Darian Thomas takes it to the hoop.
He just blew by Kenyon Brown. He's been incredible this quarter. And Midwest City needs to fight for every point they can.
And that is on Brandon Rogers. That's his 4th. No reason to take him out at this point.
I said not in the act of shooting, so it'll be a baseline out of bounds play for the Bombers.
Well, they are going to take Brandon Rogers out. Coming in for him will be Jackson Webster. Denson wants to take this over now.
I don't know if that was deliberate by Deshaun Denson, as he actually may have poked Thomas in the eye, but, you know.
Yep. Darian Thomas picks up the foul, though.
I'll just say this, when Denson, if he wants to.
That'll be his 4th.
Yeah, when he wants to bump Thomas, it's going to be very easy for him to move, talking about Denson, and sell a foul.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because that's just that's the strength of Thomas, so that's what he's good at, though. He finds ways to get to the free throw line. But for Deshaun Denson, it's real important that he's got to add. I mean, he's a lot of pressure on him as the player he is. He's got to hit some threes if they want to beat Carl Albert next game.
Both the Johnsons come back in. Austin's got 4 fouls. Gibson's got none.
That's what Midwest City can do.
And that's the way you tighten the score up right there. And Coach Price says, I don't want to see any more. Timeout.
Well, yeah, and he's seen this before with Midwest City. So,
yep.
All right, we'll take a quick break here on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Last year, 35% of all auto accident deaths were rollovers. If you've been in a wreck, don't hesitate to call us.
This is why you need our number in your phone. This could be you.
When you call our firm, you're going to get one of us, not some paralegal or office manager.
Most lawyers, they take more money than their clients. Most of the time, a lot more.
We don't, and we guarantee it.
All right, welcome back to Middle basketball. Bombers scored 4 quick points there. They still got 93 seconds to work with. Coach Price called timeout, and of course it was probably all about press break. And he'll have a guard-heavy lineup in, will Coach Price. Now Matthews will inbound. I was about to say they can run baseline. Oh, Denson a little bit late.
Hold it up. Minute and a half. All you got to hold. Austin. He looked like he wanted it. Going to be a foul there on Adrian Randall, only his second foul. But that's going to put Austin at the line.
No, it's his fourth team foul.
Nope.
I'm surprised they.
You're correct.
I'm surprised they didn't try to deny Matthews the ball. Now here comes a trap. But Stevens fouled before that trap had a chance to work or really even set up.
That's Stevens' third foul. That puts Elijah Matthews at the line. Hey, take those. You get free stuff. There you go. Elijah Matthews misses the first. Coming back into the game for the Titans, LeBron Royal and Jackson Webster.
So this is the defensive lineup Crawford would want.
Yep.
No surprise LeBron Royal's part of it, and Jackson Webster. And now Brandon Rogers normally would be, but he's not in now. Normally for a big defensive sequence, you'd want him in as well. But this 5 works well.
Elijah makes the second. One minute to play.
Randall, he's hit 3. He's had a good game on his old floor. May not be enough, but see, had a bit of a run-in with LeBron Royal, but nothing comes of that.
Midwest City calls a 30-second timeout.
So down to 7. That was a good trade for Midwest City. 1 free throw for Carl Albert made, and you come back with a made 3. And again, make this margin as low as you can. Last we checked with the other big game on the network, Newcastle holding on to a lead with Del City by 15. If anything close to that score holds, Newcastle would have a tiebreaker against Del City, as they would have had a bigger margin of victory in their win. I think Del City only beat Newcastle by 4 back on December 9th. Problem for the Racers is they lost to Class and SAS on their home floor. Del City did not, so Del City would fall into a tie with Class and SAS, and that's a team worth covering. So we're also going to try to get those games where both teams play at Class and SAS on the network. So stay tuned for your listings. Well, they did not trap Jordan Hawkins.
That's a foul there on Caleb Stevens. That's his 4th.
Well, you would have rather Kenyon Brown be called for the foul if you're Midwest City. So Caleb Stevens needs to communicate because they're going to foul again, obviously, with Midwest City. As you see Austin Johnson shoot the Toonie Bice free throws, but they have to make sure that someone else commits the foul. And a miss.
defensive move comes in.
Don't assume if you're Midwest City you're going to get this rebound if he misses it, especially with LeBron Royal. And look at him just throw out Kenyon Brown. But it didn't matter because the free throw went in.
8-point lead, 52 seconds. Three. Oh, in and out.
Who's that off of? Oh, that's a turnover on Carl Albert. Jordan Hawkins. Hey, Bernie.
Thirty seconds left. Swatted away there by Royal.
He enjoyed that one. And good suffocating defense. So now Brendan Rogers is on defense, and he made sure that Denson was not going to get any breathing room. Nice pump
Stevens,
fake.
Nice. Just short.
Think enough leg on it.
Hawkins with the rebound. They foul him immediately. The foul is on Denson. That is his first foul of the game. Good player.
Pretty incredible. Yeah, he hasn't,
absolutely.
He hasn't been taken out of this game, and he just now commits a foul. And he's had a good game with everything except the three-point shooting.
First one's good. Tooney by his house is free throw. No need to foul.
He tried to draw one, didn't call it. Hey, Reynolds tried to draw some fouls. Hawkins finishes. And now we have Randall and Royal hugging it out. But did they call it technical?
They did, because he hung on the rim.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Again, every point here matters.
Yep,
when you have
absolutely.
A rematch. It's like that in baseball, too. By the way, these teams are in the same district in baseball this year, so these schools. So they're playing big district games in softball, which they split, and then Carl Albert won state. And now boys and girls basketball, and then baseball in the spring.
That's the end of the game where the Carl Albert Titans come away with the victory, 72-63 in a hard-fought game by both teams.
Yeah, for Midwest City, the problem was really the first quarter. And it just became too big of a hill to climb. They made a run, but you knew Carl Albert was going to make a run, and Carl Albert made their run count. They shot better, too. Good team shooting. Darian Thomas has just been impressive with how he scores. He was not that type of player last year, in my opinion. He has become a very good offensive player, which makes him a really good all-around player because you know he can D it up too. And the Tides lead the district. It's going to first thing about as far as how this will finish out, how will the games against Lawton goes. Midwest City has to beat Lawton. Has to beat Lawton High when they play him. Carl Albert does not have to beat him quite as much, but they're still obviously going to want to badly. If they can beat Lawton High Tuesday for Carl Albert, that pretty much ensures they will host a district. Probably as a one, but it's not still possible for Midwest City to catch him. But Midwest City also has to beat Lawton High, and then they will have to beat Carl Albert by 9 points. Might do the trick.
Right.
9 points might do the trick because they may have more district points than anything. But we do have.
All right, Jordan, you ready for me?
Yep.
Thanks, Coach Price. Sorry about the delay.
No problem.
Great,
Thank you.
great win. Very intense. Very intense environment, Coach.
Yeah.
So How important was team effort in this win today?
Oh, that's one thing we've hung on to. You know, we've got a lot of really good players, a lot of guys who can score a lot of different ways. And when you start sharing the ball, moving it around, it makes us really hard to guard. And, you know, it's something we banked on. We kind of third quarter, you could see the lead go away. Midwest City made a big run. We kind of got back to it, hitting some shots, and we're able to extend the lead back out.
I understand. Well, great. What does this win mean for you and when you're
for the district right now? I mean, now I know Lawton still, we got to go back over to Midwest City later. So to be able to get this win on our home floor and at least put us in a position to be at the top is huge. You know, you got to protect your home floor, and fortunately we were able to do that tonight.
Yes, sir. Well, great job tonight, Coach.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for your time.
Yes, sir.
Good game.
Appreciate it.
You have a good day.
All right, Gordy. Well,
Thanks, Coach.
Any idea who should be player of the game?
We have both Delijah, Matthew, and let me see. We got Brandon Rogers as well. I think Delijah had maybe 13 points.
Okay, it was kind of a sneaky 13.
Yeah,
Right.
it was.
I like Darian Thomas myself, but
Yeah, Darian Thomas, I think he may have had the equal amount of points. It's the same as Delijah, actually.
yeah, and his points came mostly in the second half, so they just felt like they were very weighty points. But we'll say we can give it to them all. At some point, give them certificates, even though we couldn't get the interview in with them. But we also want to say our player of the game sponsor, Whataburger on 15th Street. Although we like both Whataburgers, they've both done their parts in sponsoring Middale Sports on the Oklahoma Sports Network. And for both Whataburgers, there's a big deal going on. Real big. For $3, you can get the new Big Ranch Wrap. That's a crispy premium chicken strip, fresh veggies, creamy buttermilk ranch, and melty cheese in a warm tortilla. For $4, you can go even bigger with 5 of our premium Whatachick bites. Or for $5, you can go bigger than big with a bacon cheese Whataburger. That's 100% beef with melty cheese. Want to go bigger? Add fries and a drink for just $2.49. Now that's the Whata deal only at Whataburger. All right, Kirk. Well, I'm glad you could join us after the.
I am too. Thanks for inviting me.
Lengthy swim practice, and one of the reasons I wanted you to be here is, Carl Albert's probably now with this one for sure for boys' side, and girls are going to host regionals, and we're very stretched on regional weekends, so we would love to get you involved in the regional games that are going to take place here.
Absolutely.
And we'll figure that out. I think swim will be done with by then, if I'm not mistaken. So maybe.
What's the weekend again?
It's the last weekend in February.
Yep.
So I think the last Thursday, Friday, Saturday in February will be the regionals.
Well, Swim State is the third weekend in February. And so we hope to come home with 2 state championships.
Well, you've done it before.
Yep, we'll do it again.
2-time defending champs on the boys' side, if I'm not
That's
mistaken.
Right. That's correct.
Well, best of luck to that. And, so and then regionals.
Best of luck to these teams as they move forward.
Yes. Yeah. Well, again, the boys for Midwest City especially have some work to do to host a regional. Again, Lawton High is a lingering threat, but I like their chances. So I think all 3 Middale schools have a great chance to host regionals. And then when you host a regional, you're a contender.
That's right.
One state. So there'll be a lot of fun basketball come February. Our next broadcast for Middale basketball on the Oklahoma Sports Network will be Tuesday when Carl Albert travels to Lawton to take on the Wolverines. The boys' game especially should be interesting. Kind of part of the revenge tour for Carl Albert. They lost to Lawton High and Midwest City last year in the playoffs. They've beaten both teams their first try, and they'll have a second try coming up in February. So, again, thanks to Kirk Norman for joining us. Gordy Jones, the sideline reporter thing worked outstanding. Thank you, Gordy, for that.
Absolutely.
We don't usually have sideline reporting for basketball, but this was a different type of game, of course. And we want to thank Ayana for doing the sideline camera, Bernie Wren for running camera, and we want to thank Brandy Thomas for producing. So that will do it for us. Thank you for watching Middale basketball on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Any other use of this telecast or any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the Oklahoma Sports Network's consent is prohibited. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions